Touch now into the last 5, and well done from Gabornik, who invited the pressure, took her time, big smile on her face, and she's moved up to 8th place. Up next is one of 2 French athletes who were in the top 7 after the fencing ranking round. Cazaly Louison from France.
Yeah, third at the European Juniors in individual and first in team relay mix, so one to watch.
So Louison on the left, Barnick on the right.
Trying to take that high line with her French grip.
We'll see a different style from Kabalnik now because she invited the pressure in that first round with that priority. Louison turns the favour.
Nice cart into the wrist of Garbovnik. It's pretty hard to take the blade for someone using a French grip, but she did that seamlessly there, as you can see on the replays. Beautiful touch there by the French athlete. Gets her first touch on this piste.
So up next is Elżbieta Adamatidze, and for those of you that have followed pentathlon in terms of the senior part of the competition, she is a Lithuanian senior and junior champion.
Actually, in Bath last month, she came in first in the laser run, so she is a pretty strong runner. We haven't seen her on the obstacle course just yet in terms of live broadcast, but we will do that right after this bonus round. But here we go. Beautiful foot touch from Adamatidze. You can see that experience kicking in on this bonus round strip, making her way into the seniors this year. And yeah, it's just great to see her here in the juniors as well.
She's a European laser run champion, so keep an eye on her in laser run. We know she's a good shooter and a fast runner. Adamatidze is one of this excellent crop of Lithuanian athletes. Yeah, set up in the 80, for example, another one. Lara Astarskaite, they are Ginteri Venkarskaite, they are a solid team, the Lithuanians, and Adamatidze is really putting some pressure on those more senior athletes as she's breaking through and making a good show of things here at the 2023 Junior World Championships. Into the top 5. Got Audrey from France up against Elżbieta from Lithuania.
Rose takes the low line, tries to get it in the wrist of Adamatidze. Oh, slips there, but it looks like Audrey has got the touch.
Adamatidze quickly up on her feet, but that was a sore one. We'll see probably from the replay in a moment that one was it's quite a hard fall, that, wasn't it? But she's okay. Maybe a little bit of a grazed kneecap. She launched herself forward, just lost her footing. She's okay, but that would have been a bit sore, won't it?
She did pick up a point though on the piece already, so she'll be happy with that at least.
We're inside the top 4 now. Ho Shin, 5th at the 2022 Youth World Championships. Here we go, back underway. Ho Shin versus Audrey from France with that one victory to her name. And there's the touch. Audrey's on a roll here. It's 2 victories. So, inside the top 3, Ishmael Malik, first at Team Relay Women earlier this week, first at the Africans, and officially qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. You're seeing an Olympian right in front of you here. And here we go, competing at the 2023 Junior World Championships.
Yeah, she is the youth world champion as well, so definitely one to watch and a threat to the competition.
That she is. She's got to try and stop this run from Audrey from France, who is on a roll here.
Audrey's looking for that blade.
It's a third victory for Audrey now.
So Gina Speakman of Great Britain against the French athlete. This is looking good for the French athlete so far.
Yeah, Audrey Chitrichan is on a roll here with those 3 victories. Gina Speakman of Great Britain has had the fence of her life here. 25 victories in the fencing ranking round. That's incredible.
She's very cautious with her distance here. Tries to go down low. Doesn't get it.
Chitrichan with those 3 victories to her name. Into the final 10 seconds. Make that 4. And at this point in the competition, make no doubt about it, those are big points. And that has given her an extra 8 points, which has moved her. Well, it's in the top 4. She won't get any higher than that. But I'll tell you what, the lead that Yeon Kim from Korea has built is ominous. And we'll see her coming up next with those 29 victories from the fencing ranking round. It's down to Chitrichan to try and stop her, because this will be worth an extra 4 for the Korean, which would move her on to 274 points, which for context would already be 24 points above second place. This is looking very good for the Korean, unless can Audrey find a way past it to put herself on double figures. Here we go.
Yeon Kim being very cautious with the distance again, and I think that's what really helped her during the ranking round. Trying to invite Audrey in, and Audrey gets the touch against the first ranked athlete from the fencing ranking round, Yeon Kim.
Incredible stuff that there from Chitrichan. She makes it double figures and stops Yeon Kim from increasing her lead. 5 victories in from Audrey Chitrichan, and job well done from the French athletes. 10 points, double figures. But special mention has to go to Barbara Hartmanova from the Czech Republic with those 7 extra victories, giving her an extra 14 points. Sumin Shin also with 10 extra points after making it double figures. Let's take a look at the scoreboards then after the fencing bonus round. So those scores aren't actually live scores. They don't have the fencing bonus round scores added to them. So those are the results just from the fencing ranking round. So we will show you the official scores lately. So we're just seeing a recap of the fencing scores, but these aren't the updated scores, just to remind you. So we will endeavour to bring you those scores when we get them. So apologies, I am being told that these are the updated scores. So we are seeing the current standings, my mistake. And you can see the athletes and their positions after the fencing bonus round and fencing ranking round scores have been combined. So welcome back to Lithuania. We've just finished the fencing bonus round, and anticipation certainly is at an all-time high here in the commentary box. We are building up to coverage of our first ever live commentary of obstacle. But before we get into that, before we build up to the obstacle commentary, let's take a look back at the highlights from the fencing bonus round. So welcome back to Lithuania. We are here, of course, at the 2023 Junior World Championship, building up to coverage of the obstacle discipline, which we're very much looking forward to bringing you live commentary of for the first time. And there you go, there are the obstacles. These are the obstacles the athletes will have to get past in order to continue on with their competition and to get a good score. So welcome to our first ever live commentary of obstacle. And just to give you an idea of how the scores work, a time of 25 seconds would give you 330 points. That would be the fastest time we'd see. But athletes probably looking at around a time of around 40 seconds is a good time, I'd say, Mariam, at this point.
I think for the women, you might need to go a bit higher. So maybe in the 45 range would be the average to 50. And you'd see a couple of athletes going under that range. But just as an average, let's stick to 45 and see how we go from there. Let me tell you, we tried the obstacle yesterday.
We did. We had a little go, and I'll be honest with you, my arms are aching. we did it for about 5 minutes. I had a little stumble, I must admit, but it's good fun. Well, the first thing I'll say is it is good fun. But it's a challenge. Obviously, a lot of upper body strength required, precision. I mean, there's a lot for athletes to consider, and we will go through the obstacles one by one in a moment's time as the athletes get themselves prepared. It's a pretty quick turnover, this one. Let's take a look at them. Here we see the first is the steps. You can see there the red and black steps. That goes into the big wheel. You have to sort of grab onto the big wheel and swing over. Then it's the three walls, the over, under and through. You have to go over that wall, under the next one, and then through the third. That goes straight into the tilting ladders, without question the most difficult part of this course. The male and female athletes do have different techniques on the tilting ladders. We'll come to that in a short while's time. That goes straight into the balance beam, arguably the easiest part of this course. It's just simply a case of getting over that balance beam before it moves into the wheels, another quite challenging part of this course. But that then goes straight into the rings. It requires a lot of upper body strength, this. And then if you get through the rings, and we'll talk a little bit about how you get past each obstacle in a moment's time, it's then straight up the final wall. You grab onto the metal bar at the top, hit the buzzer, the clock is stopped, and there you go. That is obstacle, and that is the obstacle we have here in Lithuania. There are other obstacles. A great view there, by the way, of the rings there. There you can see the start list. Poppy Clark and Yuri Suzuki will be first. We will go through everybody one at a time as they make their way out. But essentially, two athletes go at the same time. And here you will see our first group of athletes.
And again, just as an overview of how it works, we'll get through the names as we come by the heats. But if something does happen in the middle of the obstacle and an athlete does fall or fail to complete one obstacle, they have the chance to go and do it again. So
yes, you get two attempts, don't you? Think of it as like riding. If you fall off the horse, okay, you're not eliminated like you'd be in riding, but if you fall off twice, you are eliminated. So that's essentially how it works. So we will see how the athletes get underway in a short while's time. So there will be 18 heats, and we are all ready to start. And first up is Poppy Clark versus Yuri Suzuki. I say versus, it's really, you're not competing against the athlete next to you, but it's a battle against the clock. And it's 2 points for every 2 seconds. As mentioned, a time of
25 seconds.
25 seconds gets you 3:30. Here we go then, the first ever obstacle commentary. It is Clark and Suzuki, and off underway. Over the steps into the big wheel. Both athletes going well here. Through the over, under, over. Clark and Suzuki going neck and neck at the moment. Into the tilting ladders. And this is where things are a bit more complicated. And Clark is down. She has to go right to the end and back round. But this is really good stuff from Yuri Suzuki, who's making her way past ladders. She's going to swing now into the safe zone, getting the momentum, launches herself forward, and just makes her way slowly across the balance beam. Can still be easy to make a mistake there. Into the wheels. This is a really good time, it has to be said, from Yuri Suzuki. She gets past the wheels and is now into the rings. Takes the first ring, swings into the second, makes her way through to the third. 3 down, 3 still to go for Yuri Suzuki. Will catch up with Poppy Clark in just a moment's time. Suzuki's getting good momentum here. This is going to be a solid time. She makes her way up the final wall. It's a dash to the buzzer and a time of 57.18 by Yuri Suzuki. And that will put her top of the pile overall as things stand. She's straight down that ladder. That's a great run, that.
Yeah, great run by the Japanese, but unfortunately, Poppy Clark has been eliminated for 2 failed attempts.
So we're just going to see a replay now. It's a quick start from both athletes, but Clark getting caught out fairly early on in the tilting ladders. The tilting ladders is so challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, but arguably the most challenging part of this course, and we tried the course yesterday. We couldn't get past that for sure.
No, I didn't even try the tilting. I just took one look and I was like, I'll leave that to the pros. But that's a solid time. No mistakes there from Yuri Suzuki. So that's a solid start. So our next 2 athletes, we've got Ewa Pajdaszewska from Poland and Anastasia Shafizowa. So we've got Lithuania taking on Poland. Pajdaszewska and Shafizowa. And just getting ready for the start. Off we go then. Over the steps, straight into the big wheel. No mistakes so far. Pajdaszewska slightly ahead. Under and through. Skips over now into the tilting ladders. And you'll see the technique. You have to maneuver yourself across and wait for the ladder to swing down. Both athletes are hanging on nicely here, making their way through. It's difficult to see at which point they're at with this angle. I think they're at the middle. They are. And slightly moving ahead then is the Polish athlete, Pajdaszewska. Pajdaszewska just angling herself, trying to get the momentum. She's going to go for a big leap at the end here to get herself across. Just about pulls it off. Well done from Pajdaszewska. She moves into the lead now. And as you can see, that time set by Suzuki is going to be quite tough to catch. Into the wheels, gets past the wheels, finally through the rings. And this is the point where the upper body really starts to fatigue. 62 seconds on the clock. Swinging through. Oh, and there's a slip from Shafizowa and another slip here from Pajdaszewska. So they have to swing back round. If either of these athletes falls now, will be an elimination. So the pressure really starts to tell now, doesn't it, Mariam?
Yeah, this is incredibly nervy in the commentary box. I can't even imagine how they're feeling right now, but it's all about pushing through that last bit of... There we go, last 2 races for Pajdaszewska.
And you are effectively eliminated from this competition. But Pajdaszewska is not fazed by that. Up the final wall, here's the buzzer. And there we go, it's a 95.66. And Shafizowa then gets the touch, and it's a 102.6. They look absolutely exhausted. They've put everything into that, blood, sweat, and tears. And as a consequence of that, it is a time of 95 seconds. Not an easy course, Mariam.
Yeah, definitely not. I think there are a couple of variations of the obstacles, and I think this is the hardest one they've had to do so far. They've never had to do tilting ladders before. They've done the monkey bars, they've done a couple others, but tilting ladders is proving to be a bit of an issue for some of the athletes.
Yeah, tilting ladders, we'll see the male athletes hop across all 3 if they get that absolutely nailed on. The quickest time I've seen so far is 25 seconds. But we are looking at times of around a minute being a good time so far in this competition. It's been Brony from Hungary up against Lisa Sophia Axmann of Austria. It's Hungary versus Austria. It's Ronnie versus Axmann as they prepare themselves, and into the steps they go, past the steps, onto the big wheel, through to the over, under and through, and straight into this very challenging tilting ladders section of the course. So Ronnie and Axmann. Axmann on the left of your shot there in the red Austrian uniform.
It's a bit of a different technique from the Hungarian.
She's nailing this, isn't she? She's got to try and now get herself the momentum. She swings forward. Nicely done. Good sign this so far from Dobroni of Hungary. Onto the wheels. Swings past the second, the third, and now the fourth, and she's nailed that. Oh, a little bit of a struggle at the end there, but manages to keep her feet up. Oh, she's just about gets through. She'd fallen back onto the mat there. She'd had to have done it again. Into the rings. Our fastest time so far has been 57.18. How close can she get to that? She's skipped out a ring there. That's really good. This could be our fastest time. Makes up the final wall. It's going to be close to 57.18. It's not quite, but it's under a minute. It's 58.95 for Dobronian.
Good run from Dobronian. Maybe if she held her ground a bit in the big wheels, but Lisa Sofia Axman finishes her course at 72 seconds 65.
Solid stuff from both those athletes. Pretty quick times consistently, and it's very much a case of getting through these obstacles, obviously as quick as you can, but at the same time don't get eliminated, don't make too many mistakes, and you stand a chance of getting launched up those scores. So Dobroni with the second fastest time so far. It's a scramble to that button, isn't it, at the end? Obstacle here on display for the first time. We've got two Lithuanians up against each other. We have Taya Pakinkaiti versus Anastasia Kansaiti. Kanchite is the correct pronunciation. Here we go then. It's the two Lithuanians, Kanchite versus Pankiotti.
Looks like Taya is in the lead.
Yeah, Taya is flying here into the ladders, over to the second ladder, tilts down. This is again good technique. Clambers onto the front and just makes her way through and has to build that momentum, has to build that swing. Lands on the mat. Through then to the balance beam, smashes away through the balance beam, into the wheels, keeps that momentum going, clambers away across the wheels, onto the mat, into the rings. Time of 57.18 would be the fastest. She skips out one of the rings, skips out another one. She is absolutely flying here. This is going to be our fastest time of the day. Up the final wall, onto the button. It's a time of 47.71 from Pakinkaiti, and that is a very, very good time.
Yeah, she's in first place when it comes to obstacles at the moment. Her teammate is just trailing behind onto the wall. She's got to get over that wall and hit the buzzer.
Oh, well done. 70 exactly, and that's still a very good time from the two Lithuanian athletes. But Pakinkaiti of Lithuania with the fastest time so far as we make our way through this obstacle competition. Up next will be Sumin Shin and Frida Halil from Egypt.
And we're looking at Khalil for the fastest time of the day, actually. She's one of the best athletes out there on the obstacle course, so we'll keep an eye on her.
So, listen, we will have a... what are we expecting? A time of... Oh, hang on a minute. We actually have the Italian here, don't we? It's Giorgia Agazuti, but here is Farida, and we are expecting a super quick time. This from Farida Khalil. So Khalil on the outside in lane B, into the big wheel, over, under Peru. She's flying here. Let's see how she gets on with the tilting ladders. She's going to lose a bit of time here. It's not as quick as the male athletes, who literally will just hop from first to second to third. It's quite a sight to behold, actually. But given that this young athlete is just 11 years old, fantastic momentum. She's flying through here. This will be one of the quickest times of the day. Make no doubt about it. Halil from Egypt. Wow, look at that speed that she takes through the wheels, into the rings, past the first, the second, misses out the third, and misses out the fifth. It's going to be a quick time. It's not going to be quite the quickest of the day, or is it? It's going to be close. There's the buzzer. It is 48.42 from Farida Halil, proving why she is one of the athletes we are most excited about for the future of this sport. And
Agazotti is reattempting the balance beam.
She is. So it's not the most common place you'll see athletes falling on the balance beam, making her way across the wheels. She's done that well. over to the rings. She's doing a good job here, has to be said, recovering from falling off the balance beams. It's very difficult, those rings. Requires some good precision. Up the final wall, grabs on, clambers up, and hits the buzzer at a time of 98.96. And a little there, really, with a quick time. Second quickest time we've had so far. Just getting a nice replay of that lightning fast. Projects herself off that wall. She is just a very natural obstacle athlete, isn't she?
Yeah, again, with her background in gymnastics, she's one to watch out for the future. I mean, she's only 11 years of age, pretty limited in terms of muscle power in comparison to where she'll be in a couple of years. But it's back on to the next heat. Morgan Savi of France and Laura Huge of Hungary.
Yeah, Morgan Savi.
She got eliminated in the qualification, so we'll be keeping an eye on her.
So Savi versus Morgan versus Laura. So Morgan off to a quicker start. Over, under, through. Over towards the tilting ladders. Both athletes on the tilting ladders at the same time. The Hungarian now just moving into the lead. She's got a slightly better technique, but stumbles a little bit, just makes her way past that tilting point. And swinging to get the momentum. Through there for the Hungarian. Across the balance beams. Into the wheels. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Completed successfully, looking to get a time of sub 1 minute. However, she slipped off the rings. So there's the first warning. This gives a chance now for Morgan. Oh, and Morgan slipped as well. So both these athletes struggling with the rings, just taking a moment to compose themselves. It's very easy to slip off those rings. And if you slip now, that is your Junior World Championship slipping away. But not to be the case for Laura as she gets up to the top of the final wall. It's just over 1 minute, a solid time of 65.26. And we're waiting for Laura as she makes her way up the big wall, clambers on, just finding that bit of extra energy to scoop her way up, gasps towards the bottom, and that must be satisfying. 81.21, solid time again from both those athletes.
Yeah, I mean, considering that Savi did get eliminated in the first round of this competition in the qualifications, she'll be happy with continuing her course here. And I think the thing that people underestimate the most about this obstacle course is the grip that it takes to get through this. I think upper body strength is definitely a factor, but the grip is where a lot of athletes fall short, and could be the difference between getting an elimination and getting in a good actual score.
Absolutely, it's a really good point you're mentioning there. And actually, it's not just the upper body strength; it's core strength as well. It's just, you know, you've got to be an all-round athlete, haven't you, in order to be good at this. Sumin Shin is next, and Kinga Dulai. So Sumin Shin and Kinga Dulai. Shin versus July, off we go across the steps and the big wheel. Easy start to this course, the over, under and through. Skipping past, nice done, 10 seconds on the clock, into the tricky tilting ladders. Again, we'll see grip and upper body strength, and that's really impressive there from July. Both these athletes actually compose themselves beautifully through the tilting ladders, across the the balance beam, straight into the wheels. Both these athletes opting for the gloves as well, into the rings. Solid times from both of them. Who finishes out in front? It's Sumin Shin who gets out first. Final push up the final wall, heading towards the buzzer. Solid time, sub 50 seconds, 49.58. And July not far behind, 56.38. Both sub 1 minute. And those are good times.
These are really good times. But you know what? Those 7 seconds don't seem like a lot, but they're actually 14 points.
I think that was the quickest time of the day, actually, from Sumin Shin there. I think she's moved into first place overall. So in the middle of the pack, but making a very good showing of herself. Both athletes there will be proud of that. That was a first and a fourth fastest times, by the way. And again, you just having to see how that swinging momentum at the end of the rings there just lost quite a bit of time. But if you were to drop onto the wrong side of the mat, then you would have to do it again. Amira Andel with a big smile on her face.
Lane number 2, representing Hungary.
Lane number 2 representing Hungary is Dorka Zara Toth.
This is the 8th heat of 18, approaching the halfway stage. Andel and Toth on the obstacle course now.
Take your mark.
Here we go. Underway. So Andel skip past, steps onto the big wheel, over, under and through.
47 seconds the time to be.
Over towards the tilting ladders. Skip past the first. This is good stuff from Andel, it has to be said. Hasn't had a lot of opportunity to practice obstacle. And she's got a little bit stuck here now. This is where the momentum can slow you down. But Andel now just trying to swing her way past the tilting ladders. Oh, she's done it. Good stuff. Onto the balance beam. Straight into the wheels. Again, it's all about carrying that speed and momentum. Best time's 47.71 into the rings. Swinging now. Misses out one of the rings there. This is really solid from Andel, I have to say. Up the final wall. Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant finish from Andel. A time of 54.97, 271 points. It's put her in second place overall. And here we go. Strong finish from Toth, who has a little bit of a struggle up that final bit. Gets the buzzer. And it is a really last gasp grab to try and get that buzzer, isn't it? And there we can see some good times. Andel has flown up the leaderboard. Brilliant stuff from the Egyptian.
Yeah, brilliant stuff considering that she hadn't had that much time to practice on the obstacle course. She's been competing at the senior level all season, but yeah, pretty strong performance from her.
Yeah, it bodes well for the future for Amira Andel.
She still does have a lot of work to make up if she does want to be in medal contention. But we do welcome our next athletes in heat number 9.
Yeah, it's Hyeon Cho in lane A. In lane B, from Guatemala, is Isabella Pondeven. So here we go. Korea versus Guatemala. Cho versus Pondeven. Through the steps into the big wheel. Straight into the over-under through. Up to the tilting ladders. So Pondeven leads, 13 seconds on the clock into the tilting ladders, makes her way to the halfway point of the first tilting ladder and drops. Has to go right to the end and back round again, has to try and keep that speed. It's a slow pickup, by the way. And you can see Hyeon Cho just making her way slowly through this tilting ladder section, trying her best not to fall. Pondeven is back on. And compared to Cho, hasn't lost too much time. She's still on that first ladder, isn't she? So Cho just squeezing past. This is going to take a lot of energy to launch herself onto that final. Oh, she gets it. Oh, hangs on by fingertips there, Hyeon Cho. She's going to get through this, though, you feel. Pondeven already with the one warning. If she drops, she's out of it. She knows her competition is on the line here. Cho trying to build the momentum. She's swinging backwards and forwards. This is where the pain starts to kick in to the hands. Cho trying to get enough momentum, and Pondeven has dropped. And I think Cho is down as well. So Cho is going to have to give it another go, and that took absolutely everything. Well, here we go. We're going to get behind Cho here. Such an effort. Her hands are sore. You can see she's rubbing them down. And if she is to complete this course, it's going to take a monumental effort. She's back on, though. Great effort this from Hyeon Cho. Making her way past that first tilting ladder. And there we go. There's the tilt. And this is taking absolutely everything. It's good focus from the Korean as she swings now back into the middle ladder, and she's down. And that is a second elimination. But a valiant effort from both athletes. But sadly for Hyeon Cho and Isabella Pondeven, we have our first double elimination.
Yeah, it's again, he's tilting ladders. can catch you, and it's not easy the entire course. But again, tilting ladders
is the difficult bit. Everyone's been saying it the whole time. It's like that is the tricky section of this course. And yeah, I mean, listen, I'm by no means an obstacle athlete, but I did not even attempt that. It's an ominous sight when you're on that obstacle course. But this is what's great about obstacle, is everyone can have a go, can't they? It's easily accessible to people who do have the obstacle facilities available to them.
Representing Italy,
Valentina Martinescu in lane B. And Paula Sofia Valencia Franco from Guatemala in lane A. Valencia Franco, Martinescu, off we go over the steps into the big wheel, all fairly straightforward into the over-under through. It's all building up to the tilting ladders section, up they hop. And you're seeing some quicker times. Actually, Valencia Franco gets past that first ladder nicely. She's got some good technique here, actually. It has to be said, the Guatemalan now needs to keep that momentum going. She's lost a little bit of momentum as the swing, and it's allowed Martinescu the opportunity to move into the lead. This is really close between both athletes as they swing that momentum, and there we go. Into the balance beam, onto the wheels. Again, keeping that speed going through. You can almost feel how their hands are feeling by looking at this. Into the rings. Oh, and there was a little bit of a pause there for Valencia Franco.
She thought she landed on the line, but
she was okay. But we can see Martinescu up the ramp, and there we go. Final wall complete. 60.08, a time of 260, moves her into 5th place overall. Solid finish that from Valencia Franco, and a 68. And we'll see the replays there. Solid run. We're seeing around 60 seconds to be the score to hit.
yeah, I think for the women, that's where we're focusing on, that 60-second mark. These obstacles, well, there are a couple of disciplines in pentathlon where you can afford to save your energy for the laser run. I don't think obstacle is one of them, for sure. I think these athletes just want to get past it as fast as they can.
Well, what will be curious now is to see how much effort they put into swimming, because they really do have to recapture that strength for laser run. Cecil Lay from Germany in lane B. Zaina Amer, how is Zaina on obstacle?
She's actually been practicing for quite some time.
She has.
And I'm not going to jinx her quite yet. I'm just going to watch and
Quietly
see what happens.
Optimistic. Here we go then. In past the steps, over the big wheel, over, under and through into the tilting ladders. Zaina is carrying that speed nicely through to the 2nd ladder, and she makes it straight through to the 3rd. Gets a big swing. She's going to skip out. That's great stuff from Amer as she makes her way through to the wheels. She's going very well here, it has to be said. Swinging through. This is going to be a lightning fast time. Best time is 47.71. You feel that could be under threat here if Amer can keep this speed going. She is now into the final wall. Amer launches herself up. It is the fastest time of the day so far from Zaina Amer, a 44.63. That was lightning quick.
That was really quick from Zaina, yeah.
I feel like you played that down quite a bit then. You knew that was going to be fast.
Do you know what? I know she's been practicing hard.
Did you know she's been practicing that hard, though?
I have, to be honest, but I was just waiting to see what happens. You know, the commentators, Chris, can be a factor in this, but Cecile is approaching the final stages, and she...
72.82, so Zaina Amer has been focused all day, and maybe that's why she gives a thumbs up to the camera. I think that's the first time I've seen her smiling today.
She's a pretty concentrated athlete, but yeah, definitely happy with her performance here on the obstacle course. If she can carry that through into the swimming where she struggles a bit, maybe she could be on the podium today. We'll see.
So good stuff from the Egyptian, who moves up with the fastest time of the day. Bang. Focused, love to see it. So heat 12, Adriana Capalla in lane 1.
Teresa
Gioia from Italy is next.
A bunch of these athletes, by the way, have tape on their ears.
Yeah, to cover the earrings. Yeah,
for safety.
Actually. So Gioia and Capella straight through the opening couple of obstacles. Over, under, through into the tilting ladders. Up they go. Catching the first part under. Well, Gioia is slightly navigating the tilting ladders a little bit better here. Capella swings through nicely, makes up quite a bit of time from the first ladder through to the second. She's found her rhythm nicely here. And what you find a lot of athletes do is to get onto that initial bar and just to get the swing. And there you go and see Capella optimising that well. Over the balance beam, into the wheels. Athletes seem to navigate the wheels fairly easy here, don't they? Into the rings.
Italian is leading the way at the moment.
This is close, isn't it, between Gioia and Capella. Capella nearly misses the ring there, but keeps it going. This is going to be close between the two of them. The Italian up the final wall, and it's just a clamour to the buzzer. And you can see that's where the competitiveness comes in with both athletes. They want to finish ahead of each other, but ultimately that second difference is not going to make the biggest difference, but it's 7th and 9th rank. Capella and Gioia, time of 65 roughly for both of them, and that's a solid score. 60 seconds is pretty much the target here to get a solid score.
So we are looking for the athletes up top, what they can do in the obstacle to remain in their positions or even get a higher score, or will they drop down?
All eyes will be on Yuri Suzuki, who is quite significantly ahead of the rest of the pack, but we'll come to her in a short whilst time as we move on. To our next heat, which of course Yuri Suzuki and Poppy Clark, who took part in our first heat. Apologies for that. It's reverse order, isn't it, here for obstacle?
Katarzyna Dębska and Anna Walterman, Poland and Germany out on the course.
Dębska in A, Walterman in B, over and through into the tilting ladders. So it's good stuff here from Dębska, who is keeping that momentum going through the middle tilting ladder. Just has to hold on tightly there to the final part. She's flowing through here. This is a really good time. She's losing a bit of time as she swings into the balance beam.
The green lights you can see under their names there means that they've cleared the obstacle, and there are 8 lights to clear. So
Walterman's looking at a very good time here. She's swinging through the rings up towards the final wall. It won't be the quickest time of the day, but it's a solid time. Dębska of Poland hits the buzzer. It's a 49.72. Walterman now just navigating away past the rings. No warnings for either of these athletes. Just has to swing her way through. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of tension, trying to keep that grip and that upper body strength all applied to make their way through the rings. Lands on the mat, up the final wall, clambers on, loses a little bit of time. There's the buzzer. I love the way they launch themselves onto the buzzer as well. 75 seconds flat. A score of 230, and you can see just how many points you lose in the space of 25 seconds. It's quite significant.
So again, they do launch themselves across that wall because the time doesn't stop until they hit the buzzer. As you can see here from Dębska.
And we're ready to welcome the athletes of heat number 14. In lane number 1, representing France, Louison.
So here we go. It's lane 1 is Kazle Louison versus Miles Gruzata Łonik from Poland. There we go. So Louison is through the first section of this course clean. She's in the lead. into the tilting ladders. Skips her way through nicely onto the third ladder. She's got to try and manage herself a little bit better here. She's a bit all over the place. It's a great camera angle that you can see the grimace on the face as she tries to launch herself forward. And the Balnick moves into the lead and swings past the wheels. Louison lost a little bit of time, but she's trying to make it up now as she swings towards the rings. Into the rings they go. 2 to go here, heading towards the final wall. Louison keeps that momentum going, lands on the mat. It's a flat one up the wall. It's a brilliant finish from Louison as she makes her way to the buzzer. It is a time of 55.11, 56.21. Those two matching each other throughout the course of that obstacle course. 270 and 268, moving them into third and fourth place respectively overall. So just seeing the replays here. Solid start from Louison. Barbara Hart-Manova and Elżbieta Adamatiti will be out next. And you remember Hart-Manova with that solid fencing bonus round with 7 victories, gave her extra 14 points. We'll see if she can continue that momentum through the obstacle here. There she is, Hart-Manova. And Adamatiti, who is competing in the seniors as well. We'll see how she gets on both in obstacle and riding over the next 12 months or so. So Hart-Manova and Adamatiti are underway. So Adamatiti swings up to the over, under, through. Solid start for both these athletes. Into these ominous tilting ladders. Adamatiti slightly ahead. Hart-Manova taking a slight unorthodox route through that first ladder. She's actually facing the opposite way, so an interesting technique. We've not seen that employed by either of the athletes. Adamatiti taking the more traditional route. She's going to build up that swing now to keep that momentum going, get herself onto the mat. Through Adamatiti goes onto the balance beam, and she's fallen from the balance beam, which is unusual to see. So Adamatiti will be frustrated by that. She's lost her only warning, and that's put them neck and neck, and that's a mistake there. Oh, and Hart-Manova has missed the final jump, and she's going to have to go back through. So Adamatiti onto the wheels. Can't afford to make another mistake or she'll be eliminated from this competition, which I know for a fact she's hoping to finish well in. Adamatiti onto the rings. Solid finish this from Adamatiti. She's still got a pretty good time here. Best time is 44.63. Adamatiti's currently on 62. Can't afford to make more mistakes. Has to be a bit more reserved through the rings. Up the final wall. Catches on and will hit that buzzer. A time of 70.04. She looks frustrated because she lost some time there. And it's an elimination from Hart-Manova.
Yeah, I mean, re-attempting the tilting ladders is pretty tough. Doing it once is pretty tough. Doing it twice is nearly impossible.
Right. If you do fall from tilting ladders, you are struggling. You have to try and get through first time. So we'll see Adamatiti on the rings there, but it was actually the balance beam that caught her out. And sometimes you can put so much effort into tilting ladders that you lose concentration heading into the balance beam.
Yeah, you might lose a bit of balance there, and with the nerves and everything, it's uncommon, but it happens.
Adamatiti looks frustrated. She knows she can be quicker. Something to work on. Jihoshin from Korea. We are now just 3 heats away from the conclusion of the first ever obstacle commentary here on UIPM TV. Josephine Unterberger.
Take your mark.
Here we go, underway, Shin and Unterberger. Unterberger off to a solid start, over, under, through, and into the tilting ladders. This is a lightning fast start from Unterberger into the middle ladder.
Picks you a new fastest time.
Yeah, this is looking potentially like it could be, isn't it? Over the balance beams now into the wheels. We're getting a really nice view from an aerial view here. I don't think it's going to be quite as quick as Zaina Amer's time of 44.63, but it's going to certainly put it under risk through the final parts of the rings. It's up the final wall. It's going to be close to that 44 seconds. She scooped herself over. It's a 45.34 from Unterberger, who's absolutely flown through that course. And for context, Jiao Jin is still in the tilting ladders, hasn't even had a warning yet. That is the speed of Unterberger, and we're seeing now Shin is just trying to get the ladders completed, and there we go. She's through over the balance beam into the wheels.
It's all about finishing her course at this point.
Over to the rings. And she's fallen. So she has to go to the end. You can see the grimace on her face. Like, oh, I've got to do that again. I'm exhausted. Spins round. I would like to see more speed from the athletes at that point. When they've got to reset, I'd like to see them sprinting around personally, because that is time they're losing.
Yeah, but I think she's taking that time to kind of relax her.
I understand, yeah. But I think it's something to work on. Here we go. It's going to be around a time of 2 minutes as she makes her way towards the final wall. Oh, just clambers up that last bit, and you can see the energy depleting from her body. Bang. There's the buzzer, and Jiao Jin is exhausted. Moves down to 27th place. Unterberger is in first place. And we're going to see the replays. And, I mean, listen, for context, we had to go on these obstacles earlier for... well, yesterday for 3 minutes. My arms are aching, and you know, both of us are in shape. We both you're an athlete. Oh yeah, goes to the gym, and still quite tired from.
Takes a toll on your body for sure.
I'm sure these athletes who have been training hard are probably not feeling quite as exhausted from that. But it is a tiring part of this competition. Ishmael Malik and Audrey Chishuchan. Here we go then. France versus Egypt. And Ishmael gets off to a slightly quicker start, flies into the big wheel, over, under, through. Malik on a good run here. Into tilting ladders, swings away past. Oh, and she's dropped. So she has to go to the end, and she keeps that speed going. But again, I still think they could pick up quite a bit more speed getting back onto those tilting ladders. Goes Malik Ishmael. Meanwhile, Audrey from France. Oh, this is good stuff from Ishmael, and she is actually making her way through. She can't afford to fall now. She builds that momentum with the swing. Oh, she's lost the momentum. Needs to swing back around again, and can the lead come? No, just about from Malik Ishmael. So, keeps herself going into the balance beam. Over now to the wheels. Through the wheels. Malik Ishmael has recovered nicely here. Could have been a much quicker time had she have not made that mistake on the sitting ladder. She's using both hands on the rings. Good grip, good upper body strength from Ishmael. Lands and will make her way up the wall. Clambers on. It's going to be sub 70 seconds. There we go. 67. That moves her into 7th place overall. 245 points. Audrey skips up, clambers over, and there's the buzzer. And puts her into 16th place overall. There we go, high five, well done. Let's get down that ladder and prepare ourselves for the swim, which is coming up after our next bout, which will be Yuhan Kim and Gina Speakman.
Again, Yuhan Kim got eliminated in the qualification, and considering her position right now, I'd say she's good for gold, but it's all up for grabs here in the obstacle course first.
So, Yuhan Kim is our overall leader. All eyes on our leader, Gina Speakman of Great Britain. So Yuhan Kim didn't register a qualification time, by the way. So
she got eliminated.
We could see a couple of eliminations. You did just say that, so it'll be interesting to see if these two have found a way of getting past. Imagine it'll be the tilting ladder section, but let's find out. It's Speakman versus Kim. It's our final bout. It's first and second, and Kim has such a solid lead. It's a solid start from Speakman, this, as she makes her way to the over, under, and through. Into the tilting ladders goes Speakman. So Speakman, let's not forget, eliminated at this point, as was Kim in qualifications. But they're both just about making their way through now. Speakman seems to have found a way to deal with this. And there's the swing, and she lands it. Now into the balance beam, and just very cautiously going through here, because she doesn't want to make any unnecessary mistakes. Into the wheels. Speakman over the first one. And the second. This is really good stuff here from Speakman, who was unable to register a time in qualification. Now, nerves will be settling in, because she's realising now probably that she's on a good run. Into the rings. Good balance, good grip. Halfway through the rings. Speakman of Great Britain. There's one warning already for Kim, by the way. We'll come back to Kim in a moment, because Speakman has put together a really nice run here. Up the final wall, clambers up, straight towards the buzzer. There we go. Speakman with a time of 68.66. Means she drops down to 6th place with 243 points. Meanwhile, Kim still on the tilting ladders. I'm not sure she's going to make this. So Kim was our out-and-out leader, and she's dropped. And she is out of the competition. Yeon Kim, who was in a very good position, has been eliminated. But Gina Speakman makes it past the obstacle, and in doing so will start swimming in 6th place.
You can see how fast the competition took a turn. I mean, the Korean was miles and miles ahead of the competition, and now she is out, making room for some more athletes down under to make their way to the top. And we'll find out right after the swimming how the start's going to look like. But Gina Speakman, a good recovery from her. Not gonna come.
Let's take a look at the Pentathlon Junior World Championship scores. And Unterberger has moved into first place, 9 seconds ahead of Zaina Amur. You can see those two just a point separated by them. Debska in third, Wison in 4th place, Karbaunik in 5th, Speakman in 6th, Shin in 7th, Ishmael in 8th, and Andel in 9th. Those are your top 9 as things stand. We'll briefly look through the next pages. Adam Atiti in her home event has dropped down to 16th place, but still in with a chance. And you can see the scores start to drop off quite a bit there. And just taking a look at the scores a bit further down. These are the athletes with work to do, but at this point of the competition, you have to feel are going to be struggling to get on to the podium from there. Poppy Clark, Pondavam, Cho, Hart, Manava, Kim, sadly eliminated. So we've lost a few athletes. They will not be able to compete for those medal positions. But there we go, Mariam. Obstacle has been broadcast, and we've had our first chance to take a look at the way that the obstacle is competed here. And I must say, I've been very impressed by some of those athletes, especially your sister, Zaina, with a lightning fast time.
Yeah, I guess some athletes have had more time to practice than others, but it's just a mix of techniques that makes the whole obstacle work for them. I mean, it's about the grip, upper body strength, as you said, core strength, back strength. There's just a mix of things going on, and it's trying to find that balance between skipping rings, for example, or just taking it easy and slow as not to get eliminated. And yeah, so pretty solid performances from these athletes today.
Absolutely. We saw, as you mentioned, a variety of different techniques. It's all about trying to keep that speed going through. And don't forget, the obstacles will be set up differently at different events. So, OK, these were the 8 obstacles that we've had here in Lithuania, but at future events, they will be in different orders. There will be different obstacles up to play. So exactly. It's all about practicing those obstacles. And it's not just about practicing a set course. It's about improving your upper body strength. It's about improving your core strength and the grip as well. We saw Amira Andel, when she was warming up on the shooting range, had some gel or something on her hand, didn't she?
All of them. I mean, they get some pretty strong blisters on the palms of their hands.
But those will then, of course, turn into calluses. And
They will, yeah.
we were talking to some of the athletes yesterday who were saying they actually sand down those calluses. We've seen them with like sandpaper. So it's a change. It's a change in the way that the athletes are setting up their bodies, and it's something that they're all getting used to, and something that we're enjoying seeing developing here behind the scenes in the media team. Right, that was the obstacle discipline. Let's take a look back at the highlights before moving on to the swimming. Welcome back, everybody, to Lithuania. We're here at the 2023 Junior World Championships. Myself, James Adakis, and Mariam Mayer bringing you live commentary and coverage here from Lithuania. We'll be here with you over the duration of this competition. It is the women's final. Next up, we'll have the men's final. Tomorrow will be the mixed relay. 2 disciplines down, 3 still to go. Do not go anywhere, wherever it is from around the world that you are watching. Welcome to live coverage here from Lithuania. Right, we're building up to coverage of the swimming, and it's going to be quite a frantic pool, isn't it, with the 6 swimming heats. Mariam, thoughts heading into this?
Yeah, 25-meter pool. Quick times are sure to be seen today in this pool, and these athletes have been through a lot already, so it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with their swimming. Are they going to go all out, considering this is the final, or are they going to save that bit of pace and energy they have for the laser run?
Yeah, I mean, this is where I'm quite curious to see how this works, because, listen, with Pentathlon last year, we saw some, with the new format, athletes was much slower in the pool. The reason for that, saving energy heading into the laser run. They don't want too much of a build-up of lactic acid. They want to try and conserve that energy. But here's the thing. They've just come away from obstacle. Requires an awful lot of upper body strength. Requires an awful lot of core stability. They're going to be exhausted heading into the pool already. Knowing they've got laser run coming up next, how much are they going to put into this swim? Because there's still vital points in the pool. If you lose 10 seconds, that's 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, they are vital points. It's going to be an across-the-board kind of thing, because these athletes are still going to be pacing themselves, but to the extent where they have enough effort to go into that laser run fresh and ready. But yeah, we have 6 heats, because again, we're back to the 36 athlete format. 6 heats, 6 athletes in each heat. And we'll be starting with heat number 1. But here you can see the spectators just patiently waiting for the women to make their way out onto the pool.
That's a lot of hair squeezed under that hat, isn't it? He's done well to squeeze that hat on. It's a very cool look, I must say. You can see quite a few spectators have gathered to watch from the pool. That's a brilliant shot, isn't it?
Yeah,
really like that. Camera operator has got down low there to get the... just a quick shout out to our camera operators, actually, who are working behind the scenes here and covering this sport in the best possible way. Shout out to all the staff working behind the scenes and their efforts to make UIPM TV and, of course, the broadcasts around the world as aesthetically pleasing as they can possibly be. So we are building up to our 6 swimming heats, and there you can see the crowd shots.
Yeah, good turnout.
Yeah, decent turnout. We are here, of course, in the town of Druskininkai, population of 12,000. 2 hours drive away from Vilnius,
Yes.
the capital of Lithuania.
It's a pretty small town, very calm.
Very beautiful, picturesque town, isn't it? Some lovely trees, some gorgeous landscape in the background. And yeah, I'd recommend, if you've not been here, to come check it out. Druskininkai.
It's a spa town, actually.
Say again?
Spa town. It's a spa town.
Spa
so
town.
People
Yep.
come here to relax.
There's a water park here, I believe, as well.
There is, yeah.
I think you can ski here in the winter as well. I've seen a few...
I think they have an indoor ski area.
oh, they have
where
an
you can-
indoor ski centre?
Yeah. Anyways, people come here to relax. These athletes are coming here to win, so it's the antithesis of
Not very
all this.
relaxing for them at the
Not
moment.
very
is it?
relaxing,
I mean, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's relaxing. You can hear the flowing water in the background, the soft chatter of the crowd watching in the distance. But in a minute, it's going to explode into life with Heat 1, and there we go. Timed that to perfection. The music kicks in, and that is the swimming theme. I mean, if you've been watching Pentathlon for a while, you will straight away, if you hear that sound, you will think swimming. And we are building up to Heat 1, and the athletes in Heat 1 will be looking to make up as much time as they possibly can. 6 athletes in each heat.
Yeah, most of these athletes in Heat 1 are actually eliminated, so they're going to be looking to put a good time, but still, they are going to continue on this competition, looking for a good ranking position.
So the action is about to get back underway. We will get our judges out first. So here you can see the judges coming out. So nearly ready to get back underway. The athletes for Heat 1 are just lining up in the background. It is the 2023 Junior World Championships, and there you can see the 6 athletes from the Czech Republic, Germany, Lithuania, Korea, Guatemala and Great Britain in swimming Heat 1. As mentioned, a lot of these athletes have been eliminated, so it's a battle for pride now, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the rankings do count in the final standings when you think of the junior world ranking, but here we can introduce our first athlete, Barbara Hartmanova.
Barbara, who we remember from the
Yeah.
fencing bonus round with their 7 victories. Josephine Unterberger. Is next out into lane 2. Elzbieta Adamatiti. Well, me and Marion both looking a little bit perplexed at each other there, because I was sure she was higher up, weren't you, Marion?
Yeah, I thought so. Maybe we missed something.
Maybe we missed something, but I'm sure high on show. Marion's going to jump on the UIPM app, which, if you haven't checked it out, has had a refresh. And I must say, it's really worth checking out. It's very useful for live competition standings. Isabella Pondovan in lane 5. Well, Adamatiti we still think is in 22nd place. Anyway, Poppy Clark in lane 6. And those are your 6 athletes in the first of 6 swimming heats. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. We're trying to work out why Adamatiti is in that first swimming heat. She should be in 16th overall. Strange. Well, we'll find out if we can. But in the meantime, we'll keep an eye on these athletes here. It is, of course, 200 meters of the pool. And off underway in swimming heat 1. It's a 25-meter pool, so expect some quick times.
Yeah, 8 lengths of this pool to reach your 200 meters and across the first, I think it's the athlete in lane number 1.
Yeah, it looks like Hartmanova has taken an early lead, but we will find out at the split times after the first time. Hartmanova leads. There we go, there's the turn. Hartmanova ahead of Pondova and Unterberger in 3rd place. Hartmanova.
So again, she did get eliminated, but still carrying through that momentum from the fencing bonus round into the swim. So 4 length of this pool almost complete from Hartmanova. This is the 100-meter mark. Let's see the split times. It's going to be
so Hartmanova extends her lead. It's a 106.84. Pondova and Hotten-Hertel, Unterberger in 3rd. And we're seeing pretty quick times here, it has to be said. These athletes are really being put through their paces. Just when you thought pentathlon couldn't get any more difficult, add an obstacle in, physically demanding discipline. And we're pushing these athletes to the limits, which is what you want to see. Sporting limits being pushed ever more. And they're rising to the challenge. Hartmanova of the Czech Republic in a penultimate turn. 50 meters still to go. 1:43.09. And she's extended that lead over Pondova in 2nd place. Unterberger in 3rd. So, Pondovan's still keeping touch. Final turn for Hartmanova. Into that last 25 meters. Adrenaline starts to kick in. Heading towards the finish line. Few meters still to go. And we will see the time. It's actually closed down quite a bit there. Hartmanova and Pondova separated by less than half a second in the end. Unterberger comes home in 3rd place, 4.5 seconds behind, and that concludes swimming heat 1.
So just the replays of heat number 1 there. Hartmanova pretty much led the entire race. Onto her first turn. Again, these athletes are pretty much at the bottom of the leaderboard. We're still trying to figure out why Elżbieta was in that mix. But yeah, just swimming and continuing on this competition is a battle for pride for these athletes. We have the results of this heat number 1.
And so Adamatisi was actually eliminated from the obstacle in the end, so that's the reason that she was in swimming heat 1. Interesting. I mean,
maybe there is something that we missed, maybe like a technicality or something.
yeah, we'll look into that. Let's not speculate too hard. Swimming heat 2 up next. You can see the 6 athletes. In swimming heat 5 is Audrey Chichrichan. So Anastasia Chafazova in lane 1. Alongside her in lane 2, Yeon Kim.
Yeah, she was our previous leader.
She was out and out leader, wasn't she? Unfortunately, did not register a time in obstacle. Otherwise, we would potentially be looking at our junior world champion in the making. Gina Speakman from Great Britain. Malak Ishmael. It's interesting, isn't it? She feels like Malak Ishmael's one of the more senior athletes now, doesn't it? Audrey Chichwichan of France out next. Jiho Shin from Korea. So those are 6 athletes taking part in the swimming heats. Second of 6 swimming heats. Like a flashback to the previous modern pentathlon formats, back when there were 36 athletes in every final. This is just the case here for the Junior World Championships. Underway, off we go in swimming heat 2.
So we're being told that the swimming order isn't an indicator of the total order, so it's gonna fix itself up after the swimming, but so we have no idea who's in the lead at the moment, so we're gonna be watching every single athlete.
Irrelevant at the moment, then. We're just focusing on the athletes in the pool, heat number 2, but it's good intel there from Marion. And we'll keep an eye on who is once again lane 1. Anastasia Chapazova from Lithuania is ahead of Ishmael,
Just
with Chichwichan in 3rd. It's not much between them, 0.08 as Marion rightly says. Top 3 separated by less than a second. Good battle this in the pool, swimming heat 2.
So it looks like heat 2 is being led by the athlete in lane number 1, Chapasova of Lithuania. Oh, it's Malak Ishmael actually who took the lead. The angle is
into
pretty.
the lead there, hasn't she? So Ishmael, you can see in lane 4, just turning now, has moved into the lead. So the order of the swimming is not indicative of where everybody will be starting in the laser run. We'll get those scores before the laser run starts. Here we can see the turn, and I think it's Ishmael just fractionally ahead. Just 2 turns remaining, and still the top 3 separated by less than a second. This is going to be a frantic finish from this swim. Who is going to take the fastest time in swimming heat 2? It's Ishmael over half a second ahead as we approach the final turn, and this is where they start to really pick up that speed. Final turn, and Ishmael has increased that lead. Malak Ishmael from Egypt into the final 25 metres. This is a very close swimming heat, actually. The final few steps of this heat. Shooting towards the finish line, and it's Malak Ishmael ahead of Yihan Kim with Chichwichan in 3rd place. Solid finish that from Malak Ishmael. She wins the heat.
So again, Malak Ishmael, the youth world champion, current youth world champion, and officially qualified to the Olympic Games earlier this month from the African Championships. Pretty promising young talent. Could potentially see her on the podium today again, but just have to wait and see. There's some strong competitors out in the field. There's a pretty tight race between the Lithuanian, the Egyptian, and the French athlete, but it was Malak Ishmael who took the win at the end, and there are the results so far.
So we haven't had the obstacle scores added to the overall scores, which is why you're seeing a lot of zeros there. Elżbieta Adamatiti, we don't think has been eliminated, despite what it says on your screen there, for example. It's all to do with the overall scoring. So we'll get that put together. But next up is swimming heat 3. We're approaching the halfway stage of the swim. And here we go, getting ready for the third swimming heat. So here we go, swimming heat 3. Anastasia Kansaiti of Lithuania is first out. So out next is Yuri Suzuki. Sophie Axman in lane 3. Morgan Sovi, fourth in Team Relay Women European Juniors in Turkey. Giorgia Agajotti of Italy in lane 5.
Iga Kalichewska from Poland is the final athlete in this heat, number 3.
Second in Team Relay Women at European Championships in Turkey.
I think we're going to come out of this competition really knowing where the competition stands and how the competition is going to be looking like in the future. As of now, we have no solid indication of who's going to win.
No,
today.
All still up in the air, although we know that Zaina Amur is in second place, your sister, so she's going well. Here we go then, solid start from heat 3, indicating the halfway stage of the swimming discipline. 200-metre freestyle. There we go, there's the turn at 25 metres, lightning start from Yuri Suzuki.
She's gonna tune at it.
This is some really fast swimming from Suzuki. She's absolutely flying. Sub 30 seconds in that first 50 metres. She carried on this pace, it'd be a sub 2 minute. I reckon we're looking at a time around 2:10 here. If Suzuki can keep this pace going, you can see she is out and out the fastest swimmer we've seen so far in these swimming heats. There's the turn once again, approaching the halfway stage. How close to that 1 minute is she going to get? She was 30 seconds for the first 50 metres. How close to 30 seconds should be for the second. Suzuki of Japan is absolutely flying and keeps that pace going. It's 1 minute for the first 100 metres. That is going to be a quick time. She can keep this pace up. Suzuki of Japan. She's 6 seconds ahead of Agajotti of Italy.
Do you think? I think there might be a swimming record done here today if she manages to keep up her pace. This is getting exciting. Yuri Suzuki is pretty much out of the competition.
Yeah, she's eliminated from the obstacle, wasn't she? We're going to
see that time as she turns her final 50 meters, 1:34. I think we're looking at a time of about 2:05, maybe 2:06, something under that 2:10 mark. You can see she's miles and miles ahead of her competition.
So here we go, final 25 metres, and it will be over 2 minutes, but it will probably be sub 2:10. Really good time this from Yuri Suzuki of Japan, third at Biathlon World Championships under 19, Team Relay Mix in 2019. It's going to be a time of sub 2:10, lightning fast time that from Yuri Suzuki, a time of 2:09.20. Great swim. Coming home then in second place, quite a distance behind, is Agajotti, 11 seconds behind Suzuki. He's made up 22 seconds there in the pool. Great stuff.
Yeah, she made everyone in the pool look extremely slow, although they are good swimmers, and that's pretty much the average time we're seeing it. Time of 2:20. But good effort from Suzuki.
Very natural swimmer, very quick time. She was off the block super fast. You can see straight away making up time right from the beginning of that race, launching herself forward, making swimming look easy. Just each length, each rotation of her arm, pulling herself further forward. Great swim. So 3 heats still to go. We're at the halfway stage. And there we can see these scores now with the obstacle scores added. So we can see Unterberger is currently top of the standings. Ishmael in second, Speakman in third. Chichri Chan in fourth place. It's interesting to see, isn't it? There's Adamatiti, I think she was on that first page, so... And we can see that awesome shot of the pool. Right, swimming heat 4. Those are your 6 athletes.
Sara Dorkatoff, Paula Sofia Valencia Franco, Dorina De Brogni, Cicely, Anna Walterman, and Laura Yuki.
Here we go then, one by one athletes coming out. Dorka Saratoth from Hungary. Second in Team Relay Women here earlier this week.
3 Hungarians in this.
Paula Sofia Valencia Franco from Guatemala. Second at Pan American Juniors in 2022. Darina Dobroni from Hungary.
Yeah, 6th at the 2022 Youth World Championship.
Cicely from Germany. 9th at the European Junior Champs. Anna Walterman in lane 5. Was third at the Laser on World Championships in Bath, second at the 2023 European Junior Team Relay Mixed. Now, Yugi's next.
We have 3 Hungarians and 2 Germans and 1 Guatemalan in this heat. So, just a bit of final prep for these athletes. It's the 4th heat of 6 heats in this women's final here at the Junior World Champs.
So here we go, swimming heat 4. Underway, and into the pool they go, slashing their way through this first 25 meters. Swimming heat 4 live here on UIPM TV and broadcasts across the world. Here in the 2023 Junior World Championships here in Druskininkai.
It looks like Laura Yugi of Hungary is in the lead at the moment. When you're shot there, lane number 6.
So heading towards the halfway stage of this 4th swimming heat. Should hopefully get our split times. Well, we can confirm in lane 6, it is Laura Yugi of Hungary. Not sure on the times.
So pretty much lanes number 1 and 2 are in second and third, and the rest of the pack is trailing behind.
Well, we can confirm that Laura Yugi of Hungary is fastest, making her way down the final straight here, and turns. 50 meters still to go. So still around 30 meters or so to go. We stick with the Hungarian, Laura Yugi of Hungary.
Yeah, pretty strong pace from her.
9th at the Under-19 Youth World Championships 2022 and fastest here in the pool. There you can see confirmation. Second place is Paula Sevilla Valencia Franco, 4 seconds behind. We don't know what that 4 seconds behind was. And Darina De Brogni in 3rd place. So, just watching the replays then of that swimming heat. So 2 swimming heats still to bring you. And we'll take a look back at the scores. So there you can see confirmation. Still in Taberga that leads overall. Malachi Schmill in 2nd, Gina Speakman in 3rd. Chichichan in 4th place. Paula Sofia Valencia Franco moves up into 5th place. A score of 2.69 from that swim.
Yeah, but it is Unterberger leading the pack at the moment. That very strong routine in the obstacle course.
And we still have 2 swimming heats to go. So we're building up then to our penultimate swimming heats. And there we can see the 6 athletes taking part in swimming heat 5. Up first is Farida Khalil. Oh, so we missed Teja Bakintaiti. Lane 3, Valentina Martinescu of Italy. Then in lane 4, Adriana Capalla. Big cheer from those watching on. As mentioned, a decent crowd watching this swimming heat. Then in lane 5, King Adulai. And finally, in lane 6, Teresa Gioia of Italy. Those your 6 athletes in our penultimate swimming heat.
So a bunch of results here to keep you entertained. Actually, I'll do that right after they jump into the pool. But here we go. the 5th heat in this junior women's final.
And off underway here in the pool in the penultimate swimming heats. Heat 5 of 6 is off and underway. Quick starts from lanes 2 and 3. Alil and Martinescu of Egypt and Italy.
Again, Farida Khalil got gold in the team relay women earlier this week here in Lithuania. Was the under-17 youth world champion.
So Alil, who you said was slow in the pool, can you not say Shana? It was your sister saying that he was slow in the pool. Alil's quick in the pool. We're seeing that. How's Alil's shooting and running, by the way?
Actually pretty good. I think, again, she's in pretty strong contention for a medal here. Again, she's only 11 years of age, which is pretty impressive by anyone's standards, really. But it is neck and neck between her and Martinescu of Italy. See the split time.
It's really close, this swim between these two athletes. Alil and Martinescu going neck and neck, 0.24 between them at the halfway stage.
They are miles ahead of the rest of this heat, but it's going to be a battle to the end. I think it's deceiving from this angle. Can't tell who's in the lead right now. It might be Italy, and it is.
So approaching the penultimate turn, and a little bit of a gap built up there by Martinescu. She's built that lead to 1.26. Alil, the 11-year-old Egyptian athlete, so quick in obstacle, now back in the pool and looking quick. These two have built up a gap of 8 seconds over the chasing pack. Martinescu has built that lead over Alil. Final turn, 25 meters to go. Can Alil catch up at all with Martinescu? It was a 1.24 second gap at the previous time of checking, but I think we are seeing our fast athlete here with the final few strokes of swimming heat 5. It is Martinescu quickest, Alil in second place, 1.61 behind, and it's going to be a bit of a wait to third, because that is the speed that Martinescu and Alil have managed to find. Georgia 12 seconds slower from Martinescu. That shows you the gap between the two Italians, and that's swimming heat 5. And finally, swimming heat 6 will conclude our swimming discipline.
So Martinescu with a time of 2:12, Farida at 2:14. Pretty strong swims from the both of them. Could go a long way in this competition. We will have to see our 6th and final heat with some pretty strong times set here in heat number 5 from these two athletes, and we'll see the results shortly up on your screen. There we have them. Unterberger still leading the way at 781 modern pentathlon points. Marika Ismail in second, Gina Spiekman in third, Farida Khalil up in fourth now, Valentina Martinescu 5th, Audrey 6th, Teresa Joya 7th, Thea Pakinyaiti 8th, and Paula Sofia Valencia in 9th. There you can see the athletes down in the order. Yugi, Kapala, Julaya, Maititi, Suzuki, Toth, Debroni, Lay, and Walterman. But we do have one more heat to go. Here you can see 19th all the way down to 27th. The gaps aren't that much, so it's going to be interesting to see who composes themselves in the shoot. But again, it's all eyes on this heat number 6 as our final 6 athletes make their way to the pool now. There we have it. In lane number 1, Zena Ahmed. Lane number 2, Debska. Lane number 3, Louison, Karbovnik, Shin, and Kandil. We will be introducing them one by one as they make their way out to the pool. But these are the 6 athletes of this final heat, heat number 6.
So, here we go. Zaina Amer in lane 6 currently. Lane 1 currently in 6th place overall. Debska in lane 2, currently in 5th place overall. These are the athletes who, as things stand, will be battling for the medals, but there will be some twists and changes, no doubt, in the order when we see some slight slur swims. Casley Louison in lane 3, currently in 4th place overall. Malgorzata Karbaunik in 3rd place overall. Polish athletes are getting a big support here in the pool. Sumin Shin from Korea in lane 5. And then finally, Amira Andel, who is top of the pile. It's good to see her. Sorry, she's in 6th place overall, isn't she? Anyway, my on-the-spot maths are not always to scratch, but these are your top 6 athletes. That's what we know for sure. Heading into the final swimming heats. And it is actually Zaina Mer who is leading overall. We think we will confirm that on the scores in a short while. But meanwhile, we head over to Mr. Starter to get this final swimming heat underway. And keep your eyes on lane 4. Karbaunik, we are expecting to be the quickest, but these aren't the quickest swimmers overall, so this could shuffle the pack up quite a bit heading into the laser run. Here we go then. Heat 6 underway.
There you can see already in lane number 4. She's taking the lead. Karbownik of Poland. A stroke rate from her. Bit of a gallop style again, as we've seen from most strong swimmers across this season.
So Karbaunik, as we expected, ahead of Andel. Andel's trying to keep within a second. Shin a second and a half further back in 3rd place. Karbaunik with the turn. Andel still keeping up with her and holding on to that 2nd place. The top 3 are separated by just a few lanes as we approach the halfway stage of this final swimming heat. It's not too far off a minute as well. Quick time this from Karbaunik. Andel still keeping in touch. Shin in 3rd place. Lanes 4, 6 and 5 in 1st, 2nd and 3rd place. There's the turn. Karbaunik still in a good lead and is extending that lead over Andel in lane 6. The back of your shots. There's the turn. So Karbaunik has built a decent lead now over Andel. It's gone up to 3.24. So it's been a solid final stage of the race here from Karbaunik of Poland. Heading towards the final turn. Looking to try and get sub 2:10 here. There's the final turn. It will be just over 2:10, around 2:13, 2:14. Karbaunik in the final stages of this final swimming heat. Then we're going to have the order heading into the laser run. Malgorzata Karbaunik of Poland, a time of 2:11.12. Very good time. Shin gets ahead of Andel in the end. So it's Poland 1st, Korea 2nd, Egypt 3rd. Andel in the end 6.27 behind Karbaunik. In the opening stages of that race, she wasn't too far behind. And there we go. Swimming is done and dusted, and we look forward to seeing the scores to see where everyone's going to be starting in the laser run. Taking a look back then at the highlights of that swim.
Again, I think the Polish athlete did surprise us. We were expecting a time of 2:19. She came in with a time of 2:11. I think the strongest and fastest swimming time of this women's final. Strong performance from her could go a long way.
So I think we're going to see the scores. There we go. So the results. Kabalnik in first place, has moved up the rankings. Unterberger in second. Debska in third. There's not a big difference between Lusson from France in fourth, Ishmael in fifth, Shin in sixth, Speakman in seventh, Amar in eighth, and Alil in ninth place. Martinescu in 10th, Andel in 11th. Capello in 17th place. Valencia Franco there in 15th. And we'll see now whether or not Adamatiti did get eliminated from the obstacle in the end. We don't know for sure if she did or not.
By the way,
find out. Adamatiti, there we go. So Adamatiti's in 19th place. What were you going to say, Mariam?
well, I was just going to say the competition is extremely tight. The difference between first and 10th at the moment is 23 seconds, which is
this is going to make a very intriguing laser run, isn't it? As the athletes have already made their way onto the laser run shooting range. So that concludes the swimming discipline, and we look forward now to building up to the start of the laser. And as you mentioned, Mariam, first, I think it's like 12th or 13th place, separated by 20 seconds. It's building up nicely. The conclusion of the action here in the women's final here in Lithuania is building to a nice climax. Let's take a look back at the swimming highlights. Welcome back to Lithuania for the 2023 Youth World Championships, and we're building up nicely, aren't we, to the start of the laser run. Not much separating those top 10 athletes. This promises to be quite an intriguing conclusion to the first time we've brought you coverage of the obstacle discipline here on UIPM TV, and of course broadcasts across the world. Mariam, it's been a very fascinating event, this, hasn't it? And one that just continues to keep intrigue right through to the laser run. We're going to see how these athletes get on. Some of them, of course, new to the sport. Some of them are more experienced. It'll be interesting to see how this all pans out.
Yeah, it's a very different experience for them. It's a very different experience for us as commentators, because again, we can't predict anything and we're not really sure where everyone stands at the moment. I think we're going to get a clearer picture after the laser run, after this competition does conclude, but the laser run does promise to be a spectacle for sure.
Certainly does. For those of you new to Pentathlon, welcome to the live stream. In terms of how laser run works, it's 5 laps of 600 meters. The athletes have to attack the shooting range on 4 of those 5 laps. The first lap is, of course, the formation lap. Before then, the action goes to the shooting range. You have to, of course, make the 5 shots 4 times in order to progress through. You're timed out if you make it to 50 seconds. A time of around 10 seconds is a solid shoot. And you can see the athletes are beginning their warm-up procedure here at this beautiful venue, it has to be said, here in Druskininkai in Lithuania, not too far away from the capital of Vilnius, which is around a 2 hours drive. A beautiful day here in Druskininkai. The weather has done us all a favour here by making it as dry and beautiful, perfect pentathlon conditions, these, aren't they? A little bit of a breeze in the air, but really it's perfect conditions.
It is perfect conditions for these athletes. I think they wouldn't want it any other way, and it's we're almost gonna crown our new junior world champion, and this is a special one because of a new discipline being introduced into this new format. You can see a beautiful shot there of the athletes just warming up in the shooting range. Caps being put on for the sun blazing.
So you can see Elżbieta Adamatiti just getting herself familiar with this shooting range. She obviously has home advantage here, competing in her home events here in the Lithuanian town of Druskininkai. This event, of course, marks a special occasion in the history of this sport. The first time ever that obstacle will be contested by athletes at the Junior World Championship level. As always, we have the 5 disciplines to determine our champions across men's, women's, mixed relay events. And we begin with the first women's final, of course, which is what we're seeing live shots of here, build up to the laser run. Top 36 junior athletes competing. Of course, fencing, followed by obstacle, our first live obstacle broadcast. Swimming, and then, of course, concluding now with the ever-dramatic laser run. We will have the men's final, which will follow this shortly, followed, of course, by the women's, the mixed relay, of course, which will take place tomorrow. And we're taking a look at the top 11 athletes, and there's a bit of a breakaway. So from 11th up to first place, separated by just 24 seconds. Then there is a 20-second gap between 11th and 12th place. So really now this becomes a battle between Kabaunik, Unterberger, Debska, Luison, Ishmael, Shin, Speakman, Khalil, Amr, Marsnescu, and Andel. Now, Andel is not the quickest of athletes. She's currently down in 11th place, so potentially not going to see her challenging, so it could just become a battle for the top 10 here.
Yeah, it could be. I think her goal in this competition is to make it just in the top 10 athletes, and yeah, and that's where we're at the moment. Just looking at the names right now, again, I can't really, because most of these athletes are pretty similar in the way they, or in the times they do run, and it's all a game of focus and mental stability when you get to that shoot. And we've seen that in the senior level, we've seen this in the junior level, we've seen this in the youth level. It's pretty standard, and it's where a lot of things can go wrong. This shoot, again, there is the Egyptian team.
So just finding out news that Barbara Hartmanova from the Czech Republic will not be starting. Hartmanova, if you remember, got that good run in the fencing bonus round with 7 victories. She will not be starting this race, so not sure what it is, the reason for her withdrawal. Potentially an injury, if so, we wish her the best.
Yeah, the coaches are just helping out the athletes, putting their bibs on their shirts. The Hungarian coach there, putting bib for Darina Dobroni of Hungary, will be starting in 21st position. There you can see in your shot the Egyptian team, Yasser Haifni, Zena Ahmed, who is currently holding on to 9th place, looking for a medal here at the Junior Worlds, not far off the lead. She is 20 seconds behind the lead, so a good couple of shoots could put her in medal contention for sure. There we have her, Elżbieta Adamatiti.
So we're just being informed it's 10 minutes until the start. Adamatiti, one of the stars of this Junior World Championship, being of course one of the senior athletes and one of the more recognisable athletes. This is the point of the competition where athletes have that last chance to practice their laser shooting.
Yeah, so again, they do their general warm-up before they start the fencing bonus round, so right at the start of the competition. But a good little kicking of the legs here and there, making sure their shoot is on point is key at this point, and it's not so much that they're warming up. It's more of just reassuring themselves before they head on to that laser run. Unterberger on your screen now. She's currently holding on to second place. She's 2 seconds off the lead, so basically going hand in hand with Małgorzata Karbownik of Poland, who's in first place. The Guatemalan Valencia in your screen, talking with their coach Walid Sayed. He's actually an Egyptian coach and just currently again started coaching the Guatemalan team. Very experienced coach, worked with a lot of Olympians. Struggling a bit with her shirt there.
Pentathlon is difficult. Sometimes it's as simple as just trying to get your shirt on that can be the challenge. Hey, we're on camera. We caught you. There's always cameras everywhere. We talk about the hidden sixth discipline of pentathlon being the costume change part of the performance.
Yeah, I mean, I think this time around the athletes have it a little bit easier since they're 36 athletes, so a bit more time to transition. It is still pretty tight though, so again, that sixth discipline does come into play here. But do you know what, actually? My sister's biggest problem in pentathlon, Zinayr, who's currently in 9th place, is the transition. She can't transition from swimming to laser run fast enough. She barely has enough time to put on her shoes and go. So it's a bit nervy. It's a bit scrappy. But
I'm seeing a running theme in the Amur family: timekeeping.
What do you mean, James?
Yeah, sometimes having good timekeeping can be a good factor in this sport. But yeah, there is
Amira Enzil.
yeah, who is in 11th place overall.
I think her goal here is just to get into that top 10. She has struggled a bit in the laser run before, especially in the shoot. Not the fastest of runners either, so could be looking for a good ranking position from this competition overall. We're almost underway with this laser run. Just a final shooting reassurance from the athletes there, and they have their coaches behind them. The coaches will be excused from the shooting range shortly, but we are told that 6 minutes and a half away from the start of this race. Karbownik, who has done spectacularly up till this point now, swam a 2:11, which was the second fastest swimming time of today. She had a fencing round of 20 victories and 15 defeats, and got 2 extra points on the bonus round, which was 1 victory, and did the obstacles in 56 seconds, which is pretty much the average time we saw today. So you don't have to have the quickest time in the obstacles to start out in first, but pretty solid and steady performance from the Polish athlete. We'll be looking to carry that on into the laser run and bring it home for Poland in first. But again, these athletes are trailing behind. They're 2 seconds behind is the German athlete Josephine Unterberger. 8 seconds behind is Katerina Dębska of Poland as well. So it's a Polish 1 and 3. What do we call that? A Polish 1 and 3 and a German in between.
A German
Polish sandwich. So yeah, it is pretty tight between the top 10 athletes, top 11 actually, including Amira Enzil. It's going to be interesting to see.
Let's push through some predictions here in our first ever obstacle junior world championship events. The top place is missed by 8 seconds. We're going to push some predictions, bearing in mind your own flesh and blood is in the top 10.
You're in a dangerous position at the moment.
No, let's do it. Let's push your predictions. Go on. You're allowed to predict your sister in the top 3. I think we can accept that.
Do you know what? I think if she can hold her ground in the shooting, then maybe she can make her way into the top 3. I mean, it's difficult because we haven't seen those athletes in our broadcast that much, so we can't really predict.
Okay, I'm going to make some predictions.
But you go for it.
I'm going to say Louison is going to take bronze.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I mean, this is We are...
I think Melek Ishmael is going to be in the mix somehow.
Yeah, Malak Ishmael, I'm saying, is going to take 4th.
Okay.
I'm going to say Unterberger is going to take the gold.
Okay. What about...
And I'm going to say...
who's in second?
your sister. Amer's going to take 2nd.
I might be okay
I mean,
with
these
that,
are just complete guesses. No disrespect to Kobalnik, who is in 1st place and currently the favourite for gold. No disrespect to Debska, who is in 3rd place. We're just playing here.
Yeah, we're just going to have to put a pause on your predictions.
Go on, let's have some predictions from you.
Dear God. So, I think Melek Ishmael is going to be on the podium. I think the French athlete, Cazaly Louison, might break her
I know
way
there's
on the podium as well.
something about Louison that she seems to be in a good place with this competition. 12 seconds off the lead, you can see there in the start list. And there is your top 9, separated by just 20 seconds. It's not often you'll see the pack this congested. It does give me memories of the 2018 Men's World Championships, where the top 10 was separated by 10 seconds. That's about as close as it's ever been, and that was indeed the closest finish we ever saw. This promises to be quite a dramatic conclusion. Let's see how things are stacked up a bit further down. You can see that top 11 separated by just 24 seconds. There is a lot to get excited about as we build up to the start of the laser run here in Lithuania.
We have a trailing pack from number 26 to number 36, all starting on 1 minute 30. So there's going to be a chasing pack in the back, making their way up top, and maybe we'll see someone further down behind making their way to the top that we're unaware of at the moment. Elżbieta Almartiti is one to watch for sure, the laser run world champion.
8 seconds back. Starting 4, Louison Cazaly. Starting 5 will be Malek Ishmael. Starting 6, Sumin Shin. Starting 7, Ina Steedman. Starting 8, Maria Khalil. And Zena Amer. They will start together. And number 10, Valentina Martinescu for Italy will be the 10th athlete off. We have 36 athletes, 3 medals in take.
So here we go, building up to the start of the laser on the conclusion of the 2023 Junior World Championships. See, the athletes are just getting themselves primed and ready.
We're getting a quick little recap there. Karbovnik is starting 2 seconds ahead of Unterberger in second.
So we are just 1 minute away from the start of this unique and special event, marking a moment in the sport's history whereby obstacle is introduced to the Junior World Championships for the first time. We've had 3 of the 5 disciplines, which is of course include the fencing bonus round, obstacle for the first time, and swimming, but the medals are not won in the first 3 disciplines. They are won in the laser run, the combined skill sets of shooting and running, the ever dramatic, ever climatic conclusion of modern pentathlon here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. Leading us away from the start list will be Małgorzata Kobalnik, and we're underway in the laser run. It's just 2 seconds separating those top 2. Unterberger gets away in second place. Debska, just a few seconds further back, will get away in third place. Louison from France is away, and they run past the shooting range. It's of course the formation lap. We've got Malek Ishmael and Sumin Shin, Gina Speakman and Frida Khalil.
And Zena Emir together.
Zena and Emil, yeah, those two sharing a room and sharing a track as things stand. Valentina Martinescu in 10th place, Samira Andel in 11th. And those are our top 11, and really we'll probably be focusing on those 11 for much of this race. Such is the gap, unless can someone further down make their way into the runnings. Not impossible, absolutely not impossible for sure. 20 seconds is not the biggest of gaps in pentathlon, but we're seeing an exchange for the lead as Unterberger goes past Gabaunik, and Unterberger was my prediction for first place earlier on.
She is, yeah, but
she goes, moves up into first place. Unterberger as
again, I
took a start. I mean, listen, this formation lap is not about getting around as quick as you can. It's about really managing your energy levels. But Unterberger clearly has got quite a bit of pace.
Yeah, is she pushing herself too much at the start of this race? We'll figure that out in just a second, but she is leading at the moment. Karbovnik in second and Debska in third, so just a change for the lead there. Louison drops down to fifth, Malkishmael in sixth.
Emma has moved up a place.
Farida Khalil has moved up a place as well.
Debska, you can see, pushing up the field. So this is our leader, Unterberger, as she makes her way around the final stages here, 400 meters through, making her way towards the shooting range then. And heading towards second targets, and here we go. Shooting begins. This is where things really starts to get interesting. So Unterberger at the range, makes her first shot, makes her second. It's 3 out of the 5 for Unterberger, misses her fourth, struggling a little bit on this fourth. This isn't the fastest of shooting from Unterberger, but it's a 13-second shoot, and she'll take that. There's an 11-second shoot there from Debska. So Debska and Unterberger with really good times, and they've actually moved into a pretty solid position here. Louison away, so we'll wait to see the official times. Unterberger in first, Debska in second. Ishmael has moved up into fourth place.
Shin in fifth, Louison down into sixth. Farida Khalil moved up into eighth, and Zinaimer in seventh.
Gabaunik has dropped down, hasn't she? So it looks like Ishmael Malak has moved up into third place. Unterberger leads, closely followed by Debska. And that gap now, this is where you'll start to see a bit of the pace picking up. We have had one shooting routine so far. You can still see quite a few athletes in the range, but it's all about those top 11. Well, let's close the gap. In fact, it's now the top 10 who are breakaway. Speakman in 10th place has dropped a few places. Andel's risen a couple.
Debska is looking great.
Valencia, by the way, the Guatemalan, has moved up the field. Valencia Franco started in 16th place. Worth keeping an eye on her. She's moved up quite a few places, had a really good shoot. This is the battle for first and second. Unterberger leads, but is being rapidly closed down by Katarzyna Debska of Poland, and we are potentially going to see a change of lead here, although these two pace themselves nicely. This is the battle for gold and silver, and they're heading towards the shooting range for the second round of shooting. And yeah, these two are neck and neck at the moment as they jostle for lead. You feel that Unterberger maybe is losing a slight touch of pace as we approach the halfway stage.
Again, going into the shoot, they kind of just...
A little bit of a jostle for position there, so they arrive neck and neck. Unterberger was slightly slower at the shooting, and that has been the case in this second shooting routine. Debska makes it 4 out of the 5. It's a great shoot from Debska. Sub 10 seconds, she's away and takes control of this race. Unterberger settles into second place. Not a bad shooting routine for her. Who comes out in third place, though? Looking across the pack, it looks like Sumin's going to get a sub 10 seconds. Sumin moves away into third place. So we've got Sumin, who started the race in 6th place. Ishmael's now in 4th. Louison in 5th place, 16 seconds off the lead. The battle for third is looking just as curious as this battle for first and second. Aimer has moved up 3 places into 6th place. She is an outside bat for a medal as things stand.
Karbovnik, who dropped out from first place down to 7th. Is that correct?
Yeah, Gabovnik was a little bit slow in that opening lap and is slowly dropping down the order. Handel in 8th place, Halil in 9th place. Still the Egyptians battling there. Aimer has moved up to 6th place. So Handel's actually, you can tell she's worked on her running and is moving up the field nicely.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised from Amita. She can carry this through to the final stages of the race.
Interesting battle for first and second here, because it did seem for a second like Unterberger might have dropped that pace a bit. That gives you a clear indication of that gap between the two athletes. But Unterberger is keeping pace on Debska, who shot so well in that shooting range.
Yeah, Debska does seem to be getting on in a good pace now.
Debska starting in 3rd place, moving up into 1st place. 3 seconds of gap now between Unterberger and Debska. Shin of Korea started in 6th, is now in 3rd place. Ismail in 4th, Louison in 5th place. What's the gap then between Amer? Amer now is just, no, she's still 8 seconds off that top 3 position. She was potentially our outside bet for a medal heading into this later run. Approaching the shooting range for the 3rd round of shooting. Here we go then. Into the range goes our leader, Debska. Shooting well here, misses her 2nd though. Makes it eventually, so it's 3 out of the 5 for Debska, 4 out of the 5 for Debska. Can she get this done? Debska struggling a little bit on the 5th one. Here we go, 14 seconds, a chance for Unterberger. Can she make up a fraction of time here? She can make up a 2nd, so it's still pretty much as you were then in this battle between Unterberger and Debska. Debska's finding a bit of extra pace and is lapping now, so that athlete there is not a part of this battle for gold. There we can see Debska looks like she's picking up the pace, doesn't she? Still 1 round of shooting to go.
She looks pretty strong out there, and she's not losing any pace, which I thought she might go that hard in the first lap, but
she's starting to find pace. Unterberger's keeping up with her though, so this battle for 1st and 2nd is still curious. I think Debska is going to take gold at this stage, but you never know. Still 1 shooting range to go, but Debska looks like she's finding some power, really putting some pace into those steps. You can see tensing those arms and relaxing into her rhythm nicely. And this is the battle for 3rd. Louison now moves up into 3rd place. Ismail is in 4th. Shin has dropped down to 5th place. Amer is in 6th place. A good battle for bronze.
Yeah, good battle for bronze. And I mean, in terms of where the team stands, I think the Egyptian team has a pretty strong.
Curious to see where Paula Sofia Valencia Franco is, by the way, who was making her way through the field earlier. Still got athletes at the shooting range at the moment.
It is a change for bronze now. The Korean in 3rd place, Kazari in 4th, and Malakesh Malik.
Sumin Shin has moved up into 3rd, I think, hasn't she? So Debska leads, 5 seconds ahead of Unterberger. That's been a fairly consistent gap. Will Unterberger have the kick finish? I feel if any of the two, it's going to be Debska who's going to have a solid finish. So Shin then in 3rd place. Louison in 4th place. Ismail in 5th. And we'll see that gap then. Amer now, I think, probably is out of the running for a top 3 medal unless you can have a lightning fast final shoot. So here we go at the shooting range for the final time. Debska of Poland has been solidly shooting throughout this whole race, and there we can see Debska is struggling a bit here at the range, which makes things interesting, doesn't it? Unterberger's a little bit struggling as well. Debska finally gets into a rhythm though, and here we go, is shooting through nicely. Debska of Poland. It's going to be around a 14-15 second shoot. There we go, 15 seconds for Debska. And Unterberger gets away in 13 seconds. And are we going to see the kick finish from Unterberger? Can she close that gap then on Debska? So Debska's built up well. It's only a 1.9 second lead. This is going to be a fascinating finish. They've got athletes to try and get past as well. Can they get held up by the lapped athletes? This is chaos. This is what we love here in pentathlon. Look out for numbers 2 and 3 because they're going absolutely neck and neck. A quick glance over the shoulder there from Debska to see Unterberger has closed that gap right up. We thought Unterberger might have the kick finish, and it's proving to be the case. This is the battle for gold and silver here at the Junior World Championships, and it's come right down to the final lap. A sprint finish required from both these two athletes. This is exciting, Mariam, as we hoped it would be.
This is exciting. I can't tell who's gonna find that extra bit of pace at the end there. It looks like the Polish athlete is holding her ground, but Unterberger's right back there, and I think it's almost half a second away.
Well, it is absolutely neck and neck as we approach the final stages of the 2023 Junior World Championships, and Unterberger moves into the lead. Well, she's been hot on the tail of Debska throughout this race, and there is the kick finish. We thought it might come, we thought she might be saving energy, and she's moved up into first place on the final lap and has pulled a second ahead already. Unterberger of Germany has been in great form, and she's finding the pace. She's kicking through, she's making her way past the rest of the athletes. She glances back over her left shoulder to see Debska disappearing into the background. This has been brilliant from Josephine Unterberger as she races towards the finish line and takes gold at the 2023 Junior World Championships. She is the world champion. In second place, valiant effort from Debska, who takes silver. But who is it going to be? Who's going to take the bronze? Here they come. It is going to be Louison from France, who takes bronze. Brilliant stuff from Louison, who has moved up. She started in fourth place. In the end, finishes in third place. Ishmael takes fourth. And coming over the line is Sumin Shim, who may well be a bit disappointed not to have got a medal, but in fairness has done very well to take a solid finish to that race. So Debska taking silver, Unterberger with the gold, and Louison with the bronze.
First and third matching your predictions. Zainab is across the line and sixth there. Good effort from her. We'll be looking to see. Look at that. Is that Elzbieta
Admatiti started in 19th place, and that has been a very, very valiant effort from the Lithuanian. Started down in 19th and looks like she's going to come home in 7th place here. Emma in the end with 6th. Admatiti proving why she's such a strong laser runner. Will Andel get ahead? She does not. In 8th, Halil in 9th, Andel in 10th. Solid laser run there from Paula Sofia. Valencia Franco starts in 16th place, just missing out on a top 10 finish. And you can see there coming home is Laura Yuji. So it's around this point, Mariam, that we leave you on your lonesome to reflect on what was a very exciting laser run, and we're going to try and go down and get some interviews with the likes of Josephine Unterberger, Katarzyna Debska and Kazli Louison, who were our top 3 athletes. Mariam, all yours.
James is off to the field now to get some interviews, but we have our final athletes coming across that line. 18th is Dulai from Hungary, 19th is Poppy Clark, 20th Hyun Cho, 21st is Dobroni from Germany. I think that is our leader there, signing something, not sure what it is exactly, but our final few athletes are coming across that line. Just a couple more athletes to go. 29th across the line is the Austrian athlete, Axman, the Guatemalan coming home in 30th. It's been a long time since we've had 36 athletes out on the field, but the Lithuanians in 31st, 32nd, and the Korean in 33rd. Tea of Lithuania coming home in 34th. Here is the winner of the Junior World Championship 2023, Josephine Unterberger. Put on quite a show for us today in the laser run. She had a fantastic obstacle course. Here you can see starting in number 28, finishing number 35th is Agazzotti from Italy.
That concludes the women's final.
Sorry, she finished in 36th, so missed one athlete there, but that concludes the women's final here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. Josephine Unterberger on your screen in gold. What a wonderful day it has been for her, wonderful competition for her. She's been pretty consistent throughout, pretty strong swim from her. But here we can see the replays of the race there. Our leader, Garbovnik, dropped out pretty quickly in the first stages of this race. Unterberger did take the lead for quite some time there. She struggled a bit on the chute, which put Debska in a pretty good position for gold, but it was Unterberger at the end. But here you can see Debska with a really good and steady, consistent chute through and through. She had a pretty strong pace, but couldn't find that extra pace at the end. But pretty much it was between Josephine Unterberger and Debska for the entirety of this race for first and second. And here you can see Unterberger taking over gold here and taking over Debska and finding that extra bit of pace, digging deep, and she managed to come home in gold. It was a pretty strong performance from her and actually pulled out quite a bit of a gap between gold and silver, but Debska does come home in silver. Very strong effort from her. Kazali Louison of France came home in third, and these are your first, second, and third. So again, Josephine Unterberger in gold, Katerina Debska in silver, Louison Kazali in third, Malak Ismail taking fourth, Sumin Shin taking fifth, Zaina Amir taking sixth. Elzbieta Adamaititi came home in seventh from 19th place, and she is the laser run world champion, so no surprises there. Dorka Sarah Toth in 8th, and Farida Khalil, the 11-year-old, in 9th. There you have your top 9 athletes, and Amira Andil came across that line with Farida Khalil, but she manages to get into those top 10. We were considering whether she would have dropped out or not, but a very strong comeback from Amira Ndil. Paula Valencia Franco came home in 11th, all the way from 16th. Laura Yugi in 12th, Karbovnik 13, Kapala 14, Lay in 15th, Speakman in 16th, Audrey of France in 17th, and Kinga in 18th. Again, we have 36 athletes here, so further down we have Dorina Dobroni in 19th position. Anna Walterman, we didn't have those athletes come up on our screen that much, but very strong effort. And we're going to go onto the field with James for an interview with our top 3 athletes.
Louison, many congratulations. A bronze here in Lithuania at the World Championships. You must be delighted. Just describe how you're feeling right now.
It's difficult to find the good word now, but I don't want to be a liar. On the finish line, I already realized what it means, because it was a big work all the years with my coach, with my training center, and it was incredible to run today, because the girls around me did a big great shooting, and I had to shoot very well too, and it was difficult the day before, because I don't had my best shooting, but today I don't know, it's the World Championships, and I was good on the shooting too, so I did a very big last round, and I'm really glad to do this performance today.
And obviously obstacle for the first time here at the Junior World Championships. How was the obstacle, and how did you feel it fit into the competition? You did very well on the obstacle.
Thank you. The days before, it was very hard, because we don't have the same obstacle in France, but we tried again and again all the week, and today I learned by heart my obstacles, and it passed. So I feel very good at the end of the obstacles.
And just finally a word in French for our French viewers back at home.
Merci beaucoup à tous ceux qui m'entourent, tous ceux qui sont présents. Merci au Krebs de Bordeaux qui a toujours été là pour moi pendant 4 ans. Je leur dois beaucoup. Et surtout, je dois beaucoup à mon coach, Xavier Cugat. Merci beaucoup. On aura tout fait ensemble, tout ce qu'on pouvait faire. Et je suis super heureuse d'avoir fait cette aventure avec toi. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Louison. Enjoy the moment. Well played.
Thank you.
Those then are the words from Kazali Louison of France, who came home in bronze. An incredible effort from her. She talked about how much of the hard work that she's put in and trained at the training center in France, but she said that she had some bad shooting across the season, but did amazingly here and brought home bronze. And James with another interview in the field.
Katarzyna, well done. A silver medal here at the World Championships. Just explain how delighted you must be feeling right now.
I'm very, very happy. And yes, I'm happy.
It was obviously an intense battle, wasn't it? A very difficult battle. In the end, you came home and you took the silver. Just talk to us about that battle that you had, because it was a tough race for you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I ran very fast to the end. And yeah.
And just a word in Polish for our Polish viewers, just describing your feelings.
Bardzo się cieszę i chciałam pozdrowić moją babcię Jadzie, która trzyma za mnie w domu kciuki.
Well done, congratulations, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well done.
So Katarzyna Depska, who came home in silver at this Junior World Championship. So the second place finish for her, amazing work from her. She put in a strong run through and through. Unterberger was able to find that extra bit of pace at the end there, but we will throw it to James with our leader.
Josephine, congratulations. You are the world champion. I mean, just describe to us firstly how that feels, how that sounds.
It feels amazing because I'm still under 19 probably, and at the European Championship I'd already get second, but then at the World Champs my fencing was pretty bad. So I'm so happy to have the chance to compete here, and that's the outcome.
And listen, Junior World Champion did not come easy to you. You really had to battle, especially in that final lap. A strong finish for you. Were you saving a bit of energy for that final lap, for the kick finish?
Yeah, I think the first two rounds were not that fast. I don't go all out. And in the last round, I was at her back. I thought, let's save some energy for the last meters. And I stayed at her back. And when we go to the track again, I kicked all out with her head.
And listen, historic World Championships here, obviously obstacle for the first time here at the Junior World Championships. How have you managed today? Has it been a difficult but ultimately satisfying challenge for you?
It's definitely a difficult challenge because also at the semi-final I fall out 2 times from rings and was eliminated. But I was a bit too hectic, and today I slowed a bit down and I managed a quite good time. But it's definitely still a hard discipline to do it, and we have to do a lot of training.
Yeah, but listen, you've absolutely smashed it. Well done, you are the champion. And just a word in German for our German viewers as well, please.
Vielen Dank an alle, die mich supportet haben, und ich wünsche euch noch einen wunderschönen Tag.
Many congratulations, the gold medalist. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well done.
And that was Josephine Unterberger, our gold medalist and the winner of the Junior World Championship here in Druskininkai, Lithuania. Amazing, amazing work from her. She came in second at the European Juniors, that was the cherry on top of the cake for her. She came in gold here, saved a bit of energy at the end there, and was able to overcome Depska and took home gold for Germany. Beautiful work from Unterberger, and a very strong recovery from that European silver. Again, a silver medal is a pretty big deal, but to be on top of the world as the Junior World Champion is not something that you can come by very often. And she said she struggled a bit in the qualifications and got eliminated from the obstacle course. But she actually put in the second best time in the obstacle course here today with 45 seconds. So very impressive work from her. And we welcome James back into the commentary box. How was that, James, huh?
Don't give me a second to catch my breath, do you?
Nope.
I mean, these athletes have just done 5 disciplines, but climbing the stairs to come back to the commentary box and then jump straight back into commentary is way more of a challenge than... no, I'm joking. Catch my breath, and here we go. We're back on the TV. And it was great talking to the athletes, great speaking to our medalists who've obviously had a unique challenge here today. But they've succeeded in what they set out to do. Really exciting finish to the race. I love it when we have a kick finish on the final lap.
Yeah,
that, to me, is when pentathlon's at its most exciting.
Absolutely. And when you spoke to Unterberger, she said that she had that bit of tactic going on. So it's not something that...
she knew what she was doing.
She knew she was... Yeah, exactly. I mean, she came in, she said, second in the European Juniors as well. So this was...
Also, she was eliminated from qualification as well.
Yeah, I said that,
to
yeah.
have bounced back from an elimination and then to have taken gold, I mean, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Not just bouncing back. She came in with a really good time at 45 seconds, which was the second best time we've seen today. So fantastic work from her and pretty amazing work and well-deserved.
Yeah, it certainly was. We are building up to coverage of the medal ceremony. The athletes have just competed in a very, very exciting dramatic conclusion to the laser run. We saw a sprint finish pretty much on that final lap. Congratulations to our 3 medalists, which we'll just confirm one more time. Was Josephine Unterberger, Katarzyna Debska, and actually the names were printed the wrong way around, so apologies, we were saying that the whole time wrong. It's Louison Kazli rather than Kazli Louison.
Okay.
She corrected me there, so sorry about that, Louison. Let's take another look then at the results. We'll just flash them up on the screen and just have a quick look at the standings then. We can sort of consolidate and have a look at how things finished. So laser run was obviously a little bit quieter there. And it was a few seconds ago. Here we can see Unterberg, your champion. Debska in second. Louison Kazali in third place, Malak Ishmael in fourth, Shumi Shin in fifth place, Sena Amur in sixth, Elzbieta Adamatiti with an amazing finish, finishing in seventh place, Dorcas Artoth and Farida Khalil in ninth place. Those are your top 9 athletes. Amira Andel in 10th place, Valencia Franco in 11th place, Yugi in 12th place, Kabaunik in 13th, Kapala in 14th, Lay in 15th, Speakman in 16th, Audrey in 17th, and Kinga in 18th. And yeah, there you can see, looking further down, 19th to 27th. And then there will be one more page in a moment's time, which will conclude our final results here at the 2023 UIPM Pentathlon Junior World Championship Women's Final. We still have 2 finals to bring you, the men's and, of course, the mixed relay. So, welcome back to Lithuania. We have just concluded a dramatic end to the women's final. The laser run decided on the final lap. A kick finish from Unterberger was what it took to take gold here. A difficult day for these athletes, but they've risen to the challenge. Our first chance to watch obstacle. What were your thoughts on it? First of all, Marion, throwing you in the spotlight here. It's your first time you've done live commentary of obstacle. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, it was pretty interesting to watch, and the different techniques that the athletes displayed, and just how much the obstacle course has changed the course of their trainings, and just how they play out the entire competition. It was pretty interesting.
It has changed the dynamic of the sport. It's changed the way that the athletes have to prepare themselves, both physically and mentally. You know, we talk about the different strains it has on the body. Obviously, we're new to this discipline as well, so we're by no means experts. But my initial observations would be the strain it has on the hands. That's something that athletes are going to have to learn to cope with. The grip strength, also the calluses, that is a factor, something that will continue to be something we talk about. We heard from one of the coaches yesterday that some of the athletes actually sand down the calluses on their hands, which is curious. So it's you know, different ways of adjusting to the sport that athletes will obviously get used to over time. Those times that we see, around a minute was a good time, wasn't it? I think the quickest time was your sister, wasn't it? 44 seconds.
44, I believe, yeah.
Zena Amur. They are going to get less and less as time
They're going to get quicker, for sure.
They are going to get quicker. The quickest time we saw was 25 seconds from one of the American athletes yesterday, one of the male American athletes. I filmed on my phone, actually. Flew, absolutely, made it look so easy. And when you put it together in that quick routine, it's a quick and very, very dramatic sport to watch, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, okay, a minute was good. Was a good time today. 25 seconds is probably what the best you could possibly do. That American athlete that we mentioned there came from a rock climbing background, so
Really?
So he has that advantage in terms of his route into this sport. Different athletes from different backgrounds. We mentioned young Egyptian girl who has an athletics background, but then again, it might not be that fencing is necessarily their strength, or laser run might not be their strength. So we will at some point find the perfect athlete, won't we? Who's good at obstacle, good at fencing, good at laser run, obviously good at swimming, because that's what you require to be a champion. You look at probably the most consistent athlete on their day at the moment, Joe Chung from Great Britain, a male athlete who consistently has won 2 back-to-back world championships. He's the complete athlete in that sense. So again, with this new generation of young athletes, we are still sort of waiting to see who is going to dominate the sports in years to come.
Well, you know what? I think that if you have the base down, because let's say running and swimming are the base of pentathlon, so you have to have that down, and then the other skill-based disciplines are something that you can work on and can get better by practice. And I'd say obstacles is one of that, or one of those disciplines where you need to get stronger, but also just focus on your tactics and strategies to be able to get in a quicker time. So, definitely just get the base down, and then everything else will follow by practice. And I think as the time goes on, these athletes are going to get quicker and quicker, just as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are building up to coverage of our medal ceremony, which will be taking place in a couple of minutes' time. We're just running back through the events here in Lithuania, in Druskininkai. That's where the ceremony will be taking place, back in the fencing hall. And I can hear some music in the background, which generally indicates the start of the ceremony. Here we go, the UIPM Pentathlon Junior World Championships Women's Individual Award Ceremony here in Druskininkai. And it will be the nations of Germany, Poland and France represented on the top 3. Our top 6 athletes, of course, acknowledged in the podium, I think. No, it's just the top 3.
Yeah, top 6 athletes are introduced in the World Cups, but not the World Champs. So we just have the top 3 athletes today.
Various delegates and VIPs have travelled out to help up with this ceremony, as amongst other things. 3rd place is Louison Kazali from France.
Yeah, I watched her in that interview, couldn't catch her breath there.
Yeah,
but
she was out of breath, wasn't she? Bless her. She spoke so well as well, so quickly.
Yeah, she was talking about all the hard work it took her to obviously get to that point, and that she had kind of a trend of bad shooting, which was, I think she broke here today, and she put on a pretty good shoot, which earned her the bronze medal here at the Junior World Champs.
Congratulations to Louison Kazali. And silver, Katarzyna Dewska of Poland.
See the volunteers in the national costume of Lithuania.
There we go. We have crowned our silver medalists and our bronze medalists.
Yeah, Dewska was pretty close to that gold medal, but Unterberger did find that extra bit of pace.
She did. Josephine Unterberger of Germany steps up onto the #1 spot. She's been fabulous today, absolutely fabulous. She is the world champion. Remember the name, Josephine Unterberger. And Dr. Klaus Schulman UIPM president, handing out the gold medal.
You can see how much that means to her. She's worked hard all season, and a pretty well-deserved medal, I'd say, from her. She's getting a bit emotional there, rightfully so.
Josephine Unterberger, the 2023 Junior World Champion. And we wait now for the national anthem of Germany. So, very proud moment there for Josephine Unterberger from Germany, who recorded a score of 290 in obstacle, 229 in fencing, 262 in swimming, and crossed the finish line in first place in the laser run to claim the title of Junior World Champion. Second place was Katarzyna Debska and Louison Kazali, taking the bronze medal for France. So there we go, our three medalists, and we still have two finals to bring you, the men's final and the mixed relay final, which will of course be a men's final following this broadcast a little bit later today, and then the mixed relay final, which will be taking place tomorrow. So the athletes just pausing for a few last pictures and snaps, and great shots and scenes here in Druskininkai.
We still have the team medal to go as well.
So just waiting now for the team medal and the coach medals.
Egypt, Poland, Germany to the preparation area, please. To the awards area, the team of Egypt, Poland, and Germany. Teams, Egypt, Poland, Germany. Zena, Ala, Farina, Katarzyna, Alvarado, Adriana, Cecil, Josephine.
So we are just waiting for the team medals to be announced, just waiting for the teams to gather around the podium. In no specific order, the teams are Egypt, Poland, and Germany. So we'll just have to wait and see who came in third, second, and first. I can guess, though, that the team from Egypt will come in first. I mean, Malak Ismail, Zena, and Farida Khalil all finished in the top 10. So that's my prediction. Not sure, but we can get confirmation on the three teams being up there: Egypt, Poland, and Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awards.
Here we go. The team medal ceremony at this Junior World Championship 2023 for the women. We welcome the athletes and presenters. The team medals. The team from Germany, the team from Egypt, and finally the team from Poland. Pentathlon is pretty much an individual sport, but it's nice to get recognized as the best team of the day. which goes to the team from Egypt, Malak Ismail, Amira Envil, and Zaina Ahmed. But first, we will introduce our bronze medalists.
So there we go, the team from Germany taking bronze. And it's been a great day for Unterberger.
So Unterberger, Cecil Lay,
and Walterman taking the bronze for Germany.
yeah, third best team today. And the team taking the silver medal here at the teams, again, the Polish team, the team of Katarina Depska, and figure out the names in a sec, but they are Adriana Kapala and Eva Fedevska, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Well done.
So it's
Pidzewska.
Pidzewska, yeah. So it's a Polish individual silver and a team silver. Good day for the Polish. Very strong effort from all the teams today, but these were the three teams who came out on top.
And finally, gold awarded in the team category for Egypt. Malak Ismail, Amira Andor, and Zaina Amar. Dr. Klaus Schulman, UIPM president, awarding the medals.
Little chat there between Malak and Dr. Klaus Schurman. Malak is no stranger to the podium, and not her first time standing on top of the podium in number one. Very strong effort from those three, making it into the top 10 of this Junior World Championships.
Yeah, solid stuff from those three. Again, Egyptian pentathlon in a good place, as always seems to be the case. So we pause now for the national anthem of Egypt. So the national anthem of Egypt, the next national anthem that we hear here at the Junior World Championships. 2 visits to the podium for Josephine Unterberger. 2 trips for Katarzyna Debska. And a first visit for our 3 Egyptian athletes.
Oh, family together now, posing for that podium picture. So we have one more award to hand out today, and that is going to be the Coaches Award, but just some final pictures of the top 3 teams. So the athletes are making the way off the podium right now in preparation for the Coaches Award. Big high five from all the teams. Very strong effort from all of them, and nice to see them side by side on the podium.
Our final award will be for the Coach of the Day.
So the final award awarded today is going to be the Coaches Award, and that, I believe, goes to the coach from Germany, the coach of the gold medalist here at the Junior World Champs, Josephine Unterberger.
And, of course, the bronze medalists from the team.
Coach of the Day. The coach of Josephine Unterberger is Uwe Zimmer of Germany. Uwe Zimmer. Presenting the Coaches Award.
So confirmed, it's the coach of Josephine Unterberger who receives the gold from Coach of the Day. It would great day for coach from Germany.
It's nice to see the coaches recognized, because they're obviously the people behind the scenes.
Very much so. The unspoken heroes, aren't they? So later this afternoon we will of course have the men's final to bring you. So that concludes the Women's Junior World Championships here from Lithuania. But don't worry, we've got more action to bring you. The men's and, of course, the mixed relay to follow. The men's will follow a little bit later this afternoon. We'll, of course, wrap things up with the mixed relay tomorrow. And that will, of course, conclude things here in Lithuania for the Junior World Championships. We hope you've enjoyed the action. Hope you've enjoyed watching Obstacle for the first time here on UIPM TV. And, of course, the broadcast that we have been putting out across the world has been takers from various different countries, including Germany and Lithuania. That concludes things, though, from the women's final. We will, of course, leave you with the images of the day and promise to bring you more action a little bit later with the men's final. We'll see you then. Bye for now.